I am Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. Tonight's news, Elon Musk is tearing down all of the corrupt government bureaucracy and Democrats are freaking out about this. Who is with me? Give me a hell yeah! Okay, so I'm just going to read you the message that I sent to my dad today because that's a serious message. Trying to tell him about what was going on, and that's going to give you a good kind of roundup of the news today, which is just, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I sent my dad a message and I said, Dad, you need to be following what's going on in the USA. It's unreal. Elon Musk and Trump are tearing through the entire bureaucratic system and dismantling it root and branch. Every single DEI position, all foreign aid to teach leftism and DEI and Esbian-led dance classes and whatnot in random countries like Africa and Afghanistan. All of the corrupt lifetime employed government stooges are freaking out. They're exposing transparently all of the money laundering and corruption like a true republic. The people can actually see where their tax money went and what it was spent on. Musk has zero financial incentive. He has $430 billion. He can't be bought and he's only doing it for humanity. This is only week 2 of the Trump admin. They're going to try to eliminate Trump and Musk, I guarantee it. There's no going back now that they've rightly started this to make America a transparent republic once more. If they don't finish the job, they'll be arrested or ILD-K. Already Democrats are clamoring for their arrest. Massive woke radical leftist unrest is exploding on cesspit of leftist brain rot, Reddit. Endless calls for the elimination and insurrection there, whether bots from foreign adversaries or grassroots or the first triggering the latter, I don't know. Something insane is happening, not seen in 60 years of the Republic. It is a revolution, and it feels insane because all we've had is exponential government growth and bureaucratic rot since birth. Bureaucracy that feeds itself, getting us to this bloated, failing society today, where the people run to stand still under the boot of government who are entrenched and rule over us. Make sure to follow what's going on. It's going to affect everyone. So that's kind of what's going on. And this has all started with the investigation of the organization known as USAID, which I believe stands for United States Administration of International Development, which is essentially, as exposed by Musk, a giant money laundering scheme to send your money overseas and also entrench radical leftist ideology absolutely everywhere to bolster the leftist position back home in America. The US aid even funded the BBC. So you wonder why they're woke as hell? Well, it's being funded by America. The left are freaking out about this. So they spent years corrupting the institutions, and then when we find out about it and want to stop it, then they call us the radical ones. Actually, this is what it looks like, cleaning up the kids' mess that they've made in their room. And what a crazy, elaborate mess this is. So I hope my dad gets the message and he actually checks out what's going on. But I doubt it because he's probably busy drumming and he doesn't care about it. And fair enough, because in retirement, you want to enjoy yourself. So Dad, I love you and I hope you're well. But this will affect you at some point. And I hope you do research what's going on. So I have collected such a huge, large collection of links regarding Elon Musk tearing down corrupt government bureaucracy via his DOGE department that it's actually often crashing my browser. So let's go through this now and find out what is happening with Elon Musk, DOGE, Donald Trump, and getting rid of all the corrupted leftist institutions. Are you ready for this? If you are and you're enjoying what you're seeing, hearing, and experiencing, please consider donating on the links to the right of my head, streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre, patreon.com/Johnny Massacre, or paypal.me/give me a hell yeah, and you will be supporting libertarianism and individual freedom to do whatever the hell you want. So here we go, y'all. Here is a collection of the news from today. So Elon Musk's team now has access to the Treasury's payment system. This was reported by the New York Times. And it's a powerful tool to monitor and potentially limit government spending. So he can see where all of your money is going. So for the first time ever, you're actually going to transparently see where your money is going. This is what the Republic was set up to do: represent the public, run the country in your best interest. If anyone is calling it a threat to democracy, that you want to see where your money is going, may I suggest that they are the threat to democracy. So it turns out that a bunch of geeks with passwords controlled 5 trillion in disbursements, which would not cough up access for the new administration and Elon Musk. And apparently this is the means by which
616E6F6E796D6F7573 says. Good evening, Johnny.
I left the text-to-speech on for Rumble. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. Get ready for an epic show, mate. So apparently a bunch of geeks with passwords refused to hand over the keys to the treasury system, allowing Elon Musk and Donald Trump to work out where all your money is going. And according to Jeffrey A. Tucker on X, this is the means by which the deep state has maintained control for decade after decade. With changing administrations as a veneer, there's a bunch of nerds with passwords. They don't give up the passwords and access to the treasury, and then the corrupt bureaucrats just keep on spending your money. So Elon Musk says the Department of Government Efficiency team discovered, among other things, that payment approval officers at Treasury were instructed always to approve payments, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. They literally never denied a payment in their entire career, not even once. So your tax money has been going to terrorist groups, and fraudulent organizations for decades, and the Treasury has never denied a single payment. Your money has just been being constantly flushed down the toilet. Elon Musk has discovered that with the keys to the Treasury. Give him the keys to the world, because he's an absolute legend. So, the tip of the iceberg of corruption is US aid, United States Administration of International Development. Scott Adams on X elaborates. He says DOGE already drilled through untold layers of government bureaucracy and found the heart of the deep state beast. Amazingly, this made all the deep state puppets in our government prairie dog to complain, so we can easily spot them going forward. Don't miss that part of the show. So anyone complaining about US aid corruption is part of the problem. Get ready. Ryan James on X says about 99% of Americans had no idea what US aid was 30 seconds ago, myself included. And if they had known, they'd demand it be closed years ago. Every type of wasteful federal project imaginable came out of that useless institution. This is not the hill to die on that Democrats think it is. And US aid essentially funded the labs in Wuhan that brought your favorite iris ray.
616E6F6E796D6F7573 says. Sorry about that. Haha.
So it's all right, mate. Yeah, so text-to-speech is a bit of a weird one. I can kind of stop it temporarily on YouTube, but I can't stop it on Rumble. So if you can just bless me with your silence for a bit, we'll be able to chat at the end or at a certain point. So to simplify what's going on with US aid, President Trump has decided America will no longer be a sugar daddy for other countries funding Esbian-led dance classes and whatnot. And hoes are mad, quite simply. Here is the Trumpster himself talking about exactly this.
Look at all the fraud that he's found in this U.S. AID. It's a disaster. What the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with $100 million spent on you know what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money, with the money. I'd like to see what the kickbacks are. How much money has been kicked back? Who would spend that kind of money to some of the things that you read about and I read about and I see every night on the news and every morning when I read the papers? Who would spend money for that? I would say this.
Bro, there's a World Cup behind Trump. Keep going, Trump.
The people that got all that money, are they kicking it back to the people that gave it from government?
Yeah, I wonder. Gee, I wonder.
No, that's, to me, very, very corrupt.
So Democrats screeching about this. Obviously, the people who are corrupt screeching about the fact that they're going to get rightly arrested. So the Trump administration is now moving to shut down US aid. The deep state is furious. James Lee on X says, this is because US aid isn't really a humanitarian aid agency. It's a covert intelligence arm funding coups, protests, and regime changes. For example, in Cuba, US aid built a fake Cuban Twitter called Zunzuneo, designed to luring young users and essentially create anti-government sentiment and overthrow the government. In Venezuela, US aid funneled millions to opposition groups trying to overthrow Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro. In Ukraine, US aid had a role in the 2014 coup. In Bolivia, US aid has its tentacles. In Haiti, lots of destabilization. In Afghanistan, in Chile. This is just the tip of the iceberg. According to Kanakawa the Great on X, US aid funneled $53 million to EcoHealth Alliance, which then used US taxpayer funds to support gain-of-function research on Aronica iris vase at the Wuhan lab, research that likely led to the creation of Ovid K-19. And it was used for all sorts of different things, flushing your money down the toilet. And because of this, apparently, there's a level of panic unlike anything anyone has ever seen. So Democrats and the deep state are absolutely freaking out over this. Elon Musk brands US aid as a viper's nest of radical left Marxists who hate America. And he says the level of corruption and waste is unreal. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is like the first week of Trump's presidency. And this is the first thing that they're looking at. Can you imagine the other stuff they're going to find? It's unbelievable. So Musk is suggesting that actually less than 10% of the foreign assistance dollars flowing through US aid is actually reaching those communities. Less than 10%. So more than 90% is disappearing through kickbacks into the pockets of the people who sanction this aid. It is vast, insane corruption. Grums on X says it's looking like US aid was one giant multi-billion-dollar slush fund for Democrats and their pet programs. And Musk says US aid is or was a radical left political psyop. He's referencing a message from Mike Benz, who's been one of the leading voices on disseminating all this corruption, who says, why is US aid funding this organization with 7 CIA directors on its board to train hundreds of people in censorship training seminars on how to best flag Donald Trump's tweets for misinformation? This is where your tax money was going, to censor the person that you voted for? My God. Elon Musk via DOGE is investigating government corruption, and he is finding incredible things. And we are starting with US aid, my friends. US aid is ground zero for government corruption. Apparently it's pronounced USAID. I'm going to call it USAID because I'm lazy. Elon, as we dug into USAID, it became apparently what we have here is not an apple with a worm in it. We actually have a ball of worms. Okay, so this is Elon Musk explaining why USAID or USAID is unsavable, beyond repair.
Contractors, what the subcontractors were adding on. So this is the problem with USAID, and that's why, Elon, I'm with you on this, because so much of that taxpayer money is not even going to, we love to feel good about helping starving children and name your country. But it's not going there. It's going
It's
to
not. That's
going to
the
pay
total
rents
lie.
in Paris.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
going to support somebody's fancy dinner to
100%.
entertain whoever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, to be clear, in shutting down, which we're in the process of doing, shutting down USAID, the reason for that, as opposed to simply, trying to do some minor house cleaning, is that as we dug into USAID, it became apparent that what we have here is not an apple with a worm in it, but we have actually just a bowl of worms. And so at the point at which you don't merely, like, if you've got an apple and it's got a worm in it, maybe you can take the worm out. But if you've got actually just a bowl of worms, it's hopeless. And USAID is a bowl of worms.
Mm-hmm.
There is no apple. And when there is no apple, you've just got to basically get rid of the whole thing.
That's how bad the corruption is. Unbelievable. So he called it USAID. Thank you, Zachary Sandberg, for letting me know in the comments. So this is the chain of events for Elon Musk shutting down the whole organization. According to Nick Sauter on X, USAID security chiefs attempted to block Elon Musk's DOGE from accessing classified information during an inspection, per Associated Press. They've now been put on leave and DOGE gained access. What the hell are these people so desperately trying to hide? Nearly all USAID employees have lost access to their emails and portals due to action taken by Elon Musk and DOGE, per PBS. The Democrats' slush fund for corruption is on its knees and they're about to be fully exposed. According to Election Wizard, I love this account. This account completely accurately predicted Trump's win, and down to each individual state. He says senior USAID security officials put on leave after refusing Musk's access to agency systems. Trump is literally Thanos snapping the deep state out of existence because the new leaders at USAID also abruptly laid off contractors who made up about half of the workforce in the agency's humanitarian bureau Tuesday, knocking them out of systems so that some vanished in the middle of video conferences. USAID staffers were then told by the Trump administration to stay out of the HQ as the shutdown seems imminent. And Elon Musk says, "We spent the weekend feeding USAID into the wood chipper. Could have gone to some great parties. Did that instead." And George Bonilla explains what it was like inside USAID's headquarters. He says ABC actually aired a USAID employee's description of the scramble as DOGE rolled up to the office and their hurried removal of woke iconography a la the documents burning scene in Downfall. So this USAID employee says, "DOGE was in the building. We took down our pride flags. I took out any books I felt would be incriminating." Dude, if you have to hide this stuff you put on the wall, may I suggest you're the person in the wrong. If you're in the right, you don't have to take down anything. Taking down their neo-communist flags. I took out any books I felt would be incriminating. No one was talking. We heard that they started taking transcripts automatically of all our Google Meets. They unplugged the news in the little kitchen galleys. It didn't feel good. And then Saturday, all of the websites went down and then I lost complete access to my computer. So the Biden admin thought by giving pardons to a bunch of people, they're going to get off the hook. But their corruption is so unbelievably entrenched and deep that they were not able to cover their tracks as they left and Trump rightly took over. And now you're seeing the results of that. So this is just completely insane. This is insane news. I absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. Senator John Kennedy says the USAID are screaming like they're part of a prison riot because they don't want us reviewing the spending. Let's hear what he is saying.
Now, President Trump ran for office saying, "I'm going to review every single penny in the federal budget." Now, how are you going to review the spending in the federal budget without reviewing the spending? And that's what Mr. Musk...
We need a vetted government official to review the spending so they can hide all their corruption first and we can't see where they're wasting our money. What is the argument here about not being able to see where my money is being spent? My fucking money as an American. Insane.
...is doing. Now, many of my Democratic colleagues and some of the tofu-eating wokarati at the USAID are screaming like they're part of a prison riot because they don't want us reviewing the spending. But that's all Mr. Musk is doing, and he's finding some pretty interesting stuff. To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow. And really, here's what's going on. For 4 years under President Biden, the people in charge ask one simple question. Who needs to pay more in taxes? Who needs to pay more in taxes? Well, that's not the question that the Republicans and President Trump are going to ask. Our question is, what the hell happened to the money? And that's all that's going on.
Bro, it is happening, people. It is happening. So Ron Paul says it should be shut down.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the weekly report. Audit USAID, then shut it down. As of this writing, when you attempt to access the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID website or social media pages, you are informed that this site can't be reached. The media reports that the new Trump administration has not only frozen USAID activities, but may be planning on bringing it back under control of the U.S. State Department. Other reports, including statements by Elon Musk, suggest that it will be closed completely. If true, the closing of USAID may be one of the most significant changes President Trump has made among the many dramatic actions in his first couple of weeks in office. Many Americans may still have the idea that USAID is a government agency delivering relief at disaster site overseas. They may still remember the bags of rice or grain with the USAID logo on them, but that is not USAID. USAID is a key component of the U.S. government's regime change operations worldwide. USAID spends billions of dollars every year propping up NGOs overseas that function as shadow governments.
NGOs are the most corrupt organizations in history. Those are the people who are who NGOs are where the rubber meets the road for illegal migration. They're the ones who hand out the pamphlets. They're the ones who have the stations after the Darien Gap to help them get into countries and facilitate them and house them and clothe them. This is where your tax money has been going.
Eating away at
to voters who will ape Ray and Erdeme but vote for the left. This is where your money's been going through USAID.
Elected governments that the U.S. interventionists want to overthrow.
Too long didn't read. USAID is super duper bad. And yes, people are screaming at Elon Musk, but Elon Musk says all DOGE did was check to see which federal organizations were violating the POTUS orders the most. Turns out to be USAID, so that became the focus. Other organizations will be under investigation shortly. So guess what? Millions of dollars went to Eco Health Alliance, which was involved in the research at the Wuhan lab through USAID. Amongst many other crazy things. For example, 1.5 million to advance diversity, equity and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. $70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. I really want to see this. What was that? 2.5 million. Why is America giving out $2.5 million for electric vehicles in Vietnam? Where is this money going? $47,000 for a transgender tray opera in Colombia. $32,000 for an transgender tray omic book K in Peru. $2 million for X-Say Angels Che and LGBTQ activism in Guatemala. Why is your tax dollars? Do any other countries just give America money to make comic books and have transgender tray musicals? Do any other countries? Where is this money going? You know where it's going. You know where it is going. $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. Why? So, I mean, yeah. But I think the biggest bombshell is that USAID, using your tax dollars, funded bioweapon research, included COVID-19 that illed millions of people. According to Kaneko the Great, we've already said this, 53 mil to Eco Health Alliance that basically funded the Wuhan lab. That's where your money was going. Why did USAID fund the Wuhan lab? What was that all about? Fauci is involved. That's why Biden pardoned him, right? Fauci's NIAID and USAID. This is so fascinating because they can pardon Fauci, but they can't pardon everyone he was involved with, or they're going to expose everybody. But the corruption runs so deep, they just can't cover it up anymore. Fauci's NIAID and USAID sent over $40 million in US taxpayer support to a scientist in Wuhan who was working on bat aronicate iris phase Emergency Research, who also became patient zero for COVID-19, and the completion date for that funding was in 2019. This is proved by a document obtained via Freedom of Information Act by White Coat Waste. Give them a follow. Look, source of support, NIAID to Eco Health Alliance. And this was traced back to patient zero in the Wuhan lab. There's so many places that they're spending your money that it ends up in the strangest of places, man. In Anne's Gender Trade comics in Peru and deadly virus creation in Wuhan. That is the insane length of the tentacles of government corruption in the United States of America. What is actually going on? This is a historic day that all of this is being exposed. This is just incredible stuff. I'm loving it. I can't get enough of it. So, here's a crazy theory. So, staff at Politico, the news outlet, did not get paid for the latest pay period. The company just sent several emails to employees saying it believes there was a technical error and is looking into how to fix this issue. So people are theorizing that these weird stories are going to be popping up more and more. And when you see this story about certain organizations suddenly not able to pay their staff, you actually know where the funding came from. And that would be government organizations and things like USAID. So it turns out that the BBC was funded by USAID, which shows you one of the reasons why the BBC is so compromised with crazy leftist propaganda. Basil the Grey on X says, the BBC is funded by USAID. You can see here, look, a massive chunk. It's the number 2 donor. It's USAID. BBC is one of the most egregious news corporations. It's state-funded media in England, meaning it's riddled with propaganda. And the thing is, CNN is so blatant about their propaganda, but BBC has this really sniveling, quintessentially British kind of attitude that's holier than thou and so falsely and fakely moral. And they try to advertise themselves as so impartial, when actually they're some of the most egregious perpetrators of all the woke leftist ideology and support for the destructive illegal immigration that's probably irreversibly crippled the UK. They are doing what their handlers tell them to do. And their handlers are USAID, which is hard leftist. That is where your money is going. It's going towards destroying my country as well. All these people can do is destroy. It's disgusting. Guess where else your tax money went? Your tax money, my American friends. 15 million went to George Soros's Open Society Foundation. So that foundation is probably the most destructive foundation, NGO known to man. He is responsible for pushing mass illegal migration and facilitating it and enabling it more than anyone else. Your tax money went to that. And get this, USAID, as revealed by DOGE and Elon Musk, God bless him, gave $27 million to the George Soros Prosecutor Fund. So that goes towards influencing and changing criminal law into the hands of leftists. Your tax money through the Trojan horse of USAID went to George Soros's Prosecutor Fund. That helped fund Alvin Bragg, the district attorney of New York, who brought one of those very severe legal cases against Donald Trump and tried to arrest him. That's where your tax money went, to arresting Donald Trump. There's so many layers of corruption, via USAID, via George Soros's Open Society, via George Soros's Prosecutor Fund, and then via other NGOs down to District Attorney of New York City, who eventually tries to arrest Donald Trump. That is some of the corruption exposed in just the second week of Donald Trump's presidency. Crazy, crazy stuff, y'all. Mike Benz, who says, why is USAID funding Nina Jankovic's internet censorship project in London? Your tax money is going towards destroying the world and funding censorship. And I mean, is it any wonder why the UK, France, Germany, Spain, all in lockstep are pushing this disinformation, misinformation, hate speech? We need censorship. We need control. You can see here, it's because of organizations like USA ID are just pouring millions of dollars into this, into all the NGOs, and they're just pushing this everywhere. Wherever you see a country where this ideology is being pushed, follow the money. It's all being pushed by bribing people. And it just shows you how, can you imagine how big this corruption is? Because all of this stuff is taking root all over the world. Elon Musk doing the impossible. He said, we've only got one shot at this. And now Elon Musk has committed to this, and Trump, they can't back out, or they're going to be ILD-K or put in jail. So they have to see it through now. These are amazing times. Dude, we're going to get to this later, but Elon Musk is talking about auditing the IRS and even abolishing the IRS. We want to see what these people are doing with our money. Amazing times. Elon Musk is auditing the US government. This is incredible. Jim Jordan asks, why did the US government spend $20 million to produce an Arabic language version of Sesame Street in Iraq? $43 million was spent on a gas station in Afghanistan that had no customers. Smells like money laundering, according to Representative Nancy Mace. Robbie Starbuck on X says, I can't possibly explain the scale at which the Democrats used our taxpayer dollars to enrich their friends, who then donated to them. But let me highlight 3 USAID expenses. So the Biden administration and administrations before that, through the proxy of USAID and international development, will give millions of dollars to people who will then launder the money back to them to support their political campaigns. That is where your tax money has been going. Here are 3 USAID expenses. $520 million, according to Robbie Starbuck on X, was spent on ESG consultants. Wondering why woke ESG stuff is everywhere? Because the US government is using your tax dollars to force it across all institutions. Further to that, $1.2 billion was given to undisclosed recipients. That's where your money's going. Who the hell are they? We're going to find out. $375 million was given in DEI grants. You wonder why the video games are woke? Because the US government is giving grants to video game companies, and in exchange for inculcating them, riddling them, infusing them, corrupting them, destroying them with woke leftist propaganda. Just insane. Do you think there's even one right-wing ESG or DEI firm getting contracts? No. The most messed up USAID initiative seen so far, according to disgraced propagandists, is $500,000 for efforts to expand atheism in Nepal. I'm just reading now all the reactions on X from that are the best. I'm going to share them with you because I spent a long time curating them. Where else did your money go? Through USAID? Hundreds of millions of dollars were given to fund irrigation canals, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented poppy cultivation and heroin production in Afghanistan. This is from Rapid Response 47 on X. That is the White House's official news account that's there to combat any BS that's woven by the corrupt mainstream media. Also, hundreds of thousands of meals went to Al-Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria. It doesn't matter where the money goes or how much it destroys, as long as these people get paid. It went to terror organizations. Okay, so you wonder why you have all these messed up Christian churches with LGBT propaganda and stuff, and you had that woman coming out the other day, that bishop or whoever she was, talking shade to Donald Trump. It's because the churches are funded by people like USAID, and they are essentially bribed into pushing leftist propaganda. Look at this from Josh Howerton on X. He says, I do not think American Christians realize how perverse our international influence has become. The pastor of the largest church in Chile spoke at Lake Point on Espanol last year. He explained that despite having a deeply traditional view of gender and family, they had begun aggressively teaching LGBT ideology in Chilean public schools to the horror of Chilean parents. Why? Because Chile feared losing USAID money if they didn't. I didn't understand what he meant until this week. Because USAID released policies like LGBTQI+ inclusive development policy, which provides a framework for integrating LGBT considerations into development work, including education. So this is all for stuff abroad. If you look at all the woke rainbow mafia propaganda throughout all schools, all around the world right now, it's obviously governments bribing these institutions with money to do that. And then if they don't do that, they take the money away. That is where your tax money is going. It is going to riddling irreversibly the entire system with leftist propaganda, to the point where a whole generation of children will grow up just being brainwashed by it. That, man, into my veins, this timeline. Elon Musk, someone who cannot be bought. He doesn't want any money. He's obviously doing this because he's a libertarian. The smartest man in the world, who made more money than anyone, who knows more about wastage, economic wastage, than anyone else. The best person for the job, auditing the government and all of their spending at the behest of Donald Trump. This is what we voted for. Elon was on the campaign trail. We voted for Donald Trump to choose his cabinet and his team to sort out America. That's exactly what we voted for, and that's exactly what they're doing. And this is delicious and tasty. These people who they're investigating are going to scream fascism and all these kind of things, trying to protect themselves, because really they belong in jail. Chuck Schumer, who's out protesting for this, we're going to see a video of that later. He has been in government for like 60 years or something. He's never worked in the private sector, and he has a net worth of $80 million. Why do you think these people are squirming right now? I think it's pretty damn obvious. The corruption runs so deep. You can add Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania to the list of places where your funds went into various boondoggles. According to Josh Howerton, he says, we have become a global Death Star of perversion. He's talking about Rob Kettling, who stated that in those places in Africa, they're told to teach this ideology or lose the money. America destroying the world one fund at a time via the Democrats. This was USAID's senior LGBTQ director, $125,000 a year.
Development policy. The policy is a blueprint for USAID staff and partners around the world to champion LGBTQI+ inclusive development and the human rights of all LGBTQI+ people through our work. Inclusive development means that every individual and community of all diverse identities and experiences is instrumental in the transformation of their own societies. Unless
you're a Republican or Trump voter, according to them. Other places your money went, 2.1 billion USAID dollars went to Gaza and the West Bank, and it directly wound up in the bank accounts of billionaire Hamas terrorists who call for death to America. That's where your money's going. You know where else your tax money went? In 2010, USAID managed $4.4 billion for Haiti under Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The Clinton Foundation raked in millions from USAID. The Clinton Foundation was a significant player in all those Haiti efforts. Where did the money go? It went to Hillary Clinton. Mike Benn says if USAID did not exist, Bolsonaro would still be president of Brazil, because a ton of that money went over there in order to subvert their democracy and inculcate them with this whole misinformation, disinformation, socialist strategy that they use to get rid of and cancel Bolsonaro. AOC is also a stooge of USAID, according to Elon Musk. Case in point, AOC promoting USAID all over X today actually came from a USAID program in college to jumpstart her miracle political career. So, communist mouthpiece for radical leftism was funded by your tax dollars and put into place by your tax dollars and promoted by your tax dollars. Just brilliant, man. I'm amazed that we found all of this out. I can't get enough of it. And on X, there's some very smart people. Data Republicans, super smart. Charlie Kirk says she's a must follow. I think it's a girl. I don't know. Or the avatar's a girl. But Data Republican is showing you the vast web of money laundering, how it works. There's one initial payment. And then after those billions of dollars are paid, it gets laundered through myriad layers of NGOs and different organizations until it reaches its destination. So I love the way people on X are finding this stuff out. Essentially, people who are motivated by passion and liberty are never going to be outsmarted by someone who's on the government dole. So the people doing God's work here, it's brilliant. And now people are just joking about it. Representative Mike Collins said, I got laid off at USAID today. I was in charge of making the Taliban trans, was really starting to make headway too. It is ridiculous where your money has been going. And now Democrats are protesting outside the Office of Personal Management. They're protesting the audit of USAID. I don't want to see where my tax money is being spent. Allow these shady people to just spend it however they want on ridiculous boondoggle projects to enrich themselves and destroy society. That's what we want. These people are seriously, terminally perhaps infected by the woke mind virus. And no one's showing up for these demonstrations. The Democratic Party is actually imploding right now. And the speed at which Donald Trump's administration is moving and signing executive orders and auditing the government and initiating its plans and policies has never been seen before in our lifetimes. And the Democrats just don't know what to do. He's like lifted the rock up and the sunlight is now on all the roaches and they're scuttling and scurrying about and they're desperate and they're screaming. They do not know what has hit them. And it couldn't be any other way since they tried to bankrupt, arrest and May Donald Trump. He forced their hand. Donald Trump has been planning those whole 4 years. And here comes the plan, baby. They're running around screaming. They're getting hit from all angles. And it's just incredible stuff. Incredible, 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 incredible. So the mob is growing now outside USAID headquarters. In fact, Democrats have led a mob of protesters into USAID headquarters. Looks kind of insurrection-y. And actually, these very people, Democrats, were screaming to lock up people who did exactly what they're doing now on January the 6th. But it's okay when a Democrat does it. That's what they're doing now. Everything they accused Trump of being and his followers of being, they literally are. Absolute liars. Elon Musk commented on this. He said, corrupt politicians protesting outside the USAID building are the ones getting money from USAID. That's why they're here. They want your stolen tax dollars. And we're just getting started. USAID is only 0.7% of the federal budget. If there's this much fraud and waste in one tiny piece already, imagine how bad the rest of it is. So, of course, Elon's team, who are all under 25, the world's greatest minds, the world's greatest software engineers who are going through and auditing the government, have been doxxed by Wired. So Wired identified 6 young men, all apparently between the ages of 19 and 24, according to public databases, their online presences and other records, who have little to no government experience. That means they're better qualified than anyone who works in government. People who work in government have no motivation to succeed because they get paid pretty much regardless of their performance. It just depends on how loyal they are to the party. The fact that they're not affiliated with the government is a good thing. And the fact that Wired thinks that's a bad thing shows you exactly how out of touch they are and why they're failing so much. Wired said that those young men play critical roles in Musk's DOGE project, and they've been tasked by executive order with modernizing federal technology and software to maximize yada, 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 yada. They all hold nebulous job titles within DOGE, and at least one appears to be working as a volunteer, trying to discredit these people who've brought us that amazing information that the government they support would probably take about 20 years to give us, if that. So yeah, Elon has got these insane cracked engineers who are autistic working like 24 hours a day auditing the government, which is absolutely awesome. And he's putting startup energy into the government, according to many. And Elon Musk says it's true, Wired. Time to confess. Media reports saying that DOGE has some of the world's best software engineers are in fact true. So they exposed these people. They exposed them because they want to put their lives in danger for daring to investigate criminals and show you where your money's being spent. You see things like this now doing the rounds on Reddit. Who are these little boys and why are they in charge of our money? They're actually big boys. They were hired by Elon Musk, the richest man and most productive man on the face of the planet. And these are the people investigating the US Treasury or auditing it, and the USAID and various organizations. And people saying it's usually run by grown-ups. Oh, what, you mean like 80-year-old people who won't leave Congress, who've made a fortune while having no business experience? So Wired have doxed Elon Musk's DOGE team, who have uncovered all of this information. And Elon Musk says not many Spartans are needed to win battles. This is why he's part of the Department of Government Efficiency. Just a team of 6 men are taking apart all of the corruption in the US government. They simply can't understand it. So now Reddit has a problem. Reddit has become, well, it's always been a radical cesspit of just disgusting leftist freaks who act tough, but really they're just balding wankers who sit there at their computer all day, complete beta males, testosterone deficient, and they take out their rage and their beta cuckery on the rest of the world through the keyboard. In real life, they would fold like a flapjack, motherfucker. Those people now are reaching critical mass on Reddit, and the amount of death threats that Elon Musk has received, Elon Musk's DOGE team has received, and Donald Trump has received, and the amount of talks of staging an insurrection are reaching critical mass. And Reddit has now banned certain subreddits of these people, and the overarching Reddit moderators have come in to keep some of the lower down Reddit moderators in check, because Reddit is getting out of control because of the screaming leftist woke ideologically subverted reaction to everything you've just heard about. So Reddit Lies Doing God's Work says white people Twitter is now calling for the public execution of the Doge software developers. There's a bunch of messages here saying Musk's Doge henchmen have been identified. Shaving their heads is the least that should happen. Their names, drag their ucking fey oddy bays, cause time to drop the mitts. It's time to do more than dragging names. Let's drag their eknays up by a large oil K of Oprah. These people all live somewhere. If they feel they can walk into your government buildings with impunity, just remember they all have addresses of their own. Ox day these people and let us deal with them. Where are they on media? Where do they lay? I'll say it, this artsy nay ooge stay needs to be otshay. Pink istmay them all. They need to understand this is now a war, and in a war there are costs to being the enemy, and these people make no mistake of the enemy. This may sound crazy, but they had addresses. Not saying someone should pay them a visit, but doing this type of thing to the American people should result in you earring faith for your life if you get to keep it. Those who assist the fascists can get the same treatment and punishment. They should be looking lay over their older shays. One of the Doge software engineers is under threat from some insane Redditor. They're calling for him to be unhay from an aloes gay, and you can see all the information here. People saying, I hope nobody does anything to him. People like this need to get idnapped K and go unfounded. This is the face of a future isn't a prey if we can wrestle back control of our country and actually hold people accountable, or hopefully a much more satisfying fate. This little Erdte is already actively illing K thousands. So France 1789 it is. Ill K all Nazis, this broccoli-headed itchay bag too. I'm against bullying, but this little broccoli haircut SOB deserves a backhanded app slay and much more. According to Reddit Lies on Fed News, they're doxing the Doge software engineers and threatening to put them in Oddy Bay Ag Bays. And so I don't know, like this stuff on Reddit, it looks like Antifa probably got control of it and they're just swarming it with their niche followers. It also could be foreign adversaries, like with bots and trying to foment social unrest. The social unrest stopped for a while, right, when they went over budget on the Camel-Toe-Harris campaign, but now you're seeing it go back into this social unrest. Anyways, Elon Musk responded to this. He said, don't mess with Doge. And he's quoting Edward R. Martin Jr., who's the United States Attorney District of Columbia, who says, our initial review of the evidence presented to us indicates that certain individuals and or groups have committed acts that appear to violate the law in targeting Doge employees. We are in contact with FBI and other law enforcement partners to proceed rapidly. We also have our prosecutors preparing. So Elon Musk was seen at the doors of the FBI today. So now they're also purging the FBI. The FBI might actually do their jobs and finally go after real criminals. I mean, what timeline is this? I actually, in my wildest dreams, I didn't think this would be happening 2 weeks after Trump got elected. The Trumpster. Is it time for a cigar? Do you know what? Chris, we're just getting started, dude. We're just getting started. Is it time? I feel like we should smoke a cigar. I'm just looking for an excuse to smoke a cigar. This kind of feels like it. Is it cigar time? Am I smoking a really tasty cigar or am I leaving that? Elon Musk says they have broken the law. All these people calling for the public execution of Doge software developers. And Elon Musk is going to send the FBI after them. As I said, the site-wide moderation is stepping in after a surge in violent threats against Elon and Doge staff. And if anyone in the FBI is still of the old guard and is thinking about doing that BS that they tried to do to Trump, for example, in a manner highlighted by Champagne Joshi on X, where he says the FBI Reddit is openly discussing how to avoid being caught leaking, Elon Musk says, with regard to leakers, if in doubt, they are out. So there's a video we'll probably show later of AOC calling Elon Musk stupid. Yes, he's so stupid that when you lot didn't support him as the most productive man in America who just wants the best for America, proved by the fact you tried to investigate him and tried to criminalize him, he's so stupid that he was able to get Donald Trump elected and then work within Donald Trump's administration to completely dismantle your corrupt administration, plus make $420 billion on the side. Yeah, that's really stupid. Well, AOC has never made anything in her life other than making someone's dick soft. So, going back to X, Grum says this is a turning point. This is a major moment. Major moment. He says people on the wrong side of history, basically us, in inverted commas, have endured violent speech for years as the left-leaning sites like Reddit have looked the other way and millions got a free pass to do. Sorry. Let me read that again. People on the wrong side of history, there's basically us, like people who are libertarians who've been, you know, targeted by the previous administrations, have endured violent speech for years as left-leaning sites like Reddit have looked the other way and millions got a free pass to dox, threaten, and make threats. Now that the DOJ says they'll finally prosecute death threats and not protected speech for the Tumblr educated out there, companies have to take action. The infected mods of Reddit refuse to take action still, but the company has stepped in and brought the hammer down. More Reddit mods are going to find out that the company won't protect them anymore because the company does not want them to be liable. Mate, how terrible was the last administration? They sent the FBI after mothers who were worried about their children being radicalized by Ann's gender tray propaganda. Oh man, how hot. Biden administration, worst administration of all time, ever. That nothing has been more destructive to America. Make my shit the chronic. Time to get hooked up. I see Nuka Chronic in the comments. It says bartender calls it literal rocket scientist stupid. Laugh my ass off. Johnny's on a roll tonight. Time to break out the cigar. Shall I have a cigar? Listen, I've only got one. Hold up tight. Yeah, we're gonna get back to the news in a sec. Hold on, right? I'm gonna do a little poll in the comments. Shall I have a cigar? This is my only cigar. It was bought for me by a sex friend who spent a lot of money on it. It's a real Cuban cigar, Romeo and Juliet, and these are basically super hard to get in Japan because after COVID-19, the production supplies were all destroyed and they never recovered. So it's really hard to get these. I'm saving this for a special occasion. Shall I smoke that premium rare cigar to celebrate the US government being finally audited? This is before the confirmation of RFK and Tulsi Gabbard and before we've even gotten started. Okay, I'm starting the poll in the comments. Let me know if you think I should smoke it. We could save this for a really special occasion with a bit of champers and all that kind of stuff. So it's my only one. It's my only one. Right, let's get back to the program. So, FBI are finally going to do their jobs, apparently. They're going to arrest the Redditors who are threatening Elon's life, DOGE developers' lives, and, the DOGE software engineers' lives, Donald Trump's lives. Be careful, people, because it looks like something is bubbling. According to Reddit Lies, a subreddit is planning a mass protest at every state capital tomorrow. Members of the subreddit are idolizing Luigi Mangione, discussing martyrdom and calling for a revolution. So here's some more crazy stuff from Reddit. A sentient dino nugget says, no, I agree. Musk should see an illatine gay, but so should this boy band of treasonists. The people in Doge, those 6 people under the age of 25. Age isn't an excuse. If these little itchays want to destroy this country, they should be held accountable by the very people they're harming. That's fair. Someone says, yes, free the Luigi. Feel the Luigi flow through you. Rip Character 9103 says, we cannot fire the first Otshay, but we must fire the last. Cryptographer Low says, absolutely terrifying. I'd rather die trying to ill-K every last tech bro than live this way. Clem67 says, we'll need more Luigis to start this revolution. Comprehensive Cat says, Illitine gays are more effective. So like this just feels like Antifa agitation. I don't know how representative it is of the whole of Reddit, but there's some really, really bad stuff going on Reddit right now. I mean, I could just go on all day. The amount of crazy stuff they found on Reddit. The only good artsy nay is an Ed Day artsy nay, physically or ideologically. Ulit bays to the back of the Ed hay for all of them. They need an Ulit bay between their eyes. Arrest them. Why? Have we run out of Ulit bays? So, I mean, this is what is happening to Reddit right now. Redditors have gone completely insane. This guy says, you should probably be more worried about the FBI than Reddit admins, judging by your comments. Just saw that Musk included you in his report to the feds. Lol, good luck. The insane Redditor says, are you threatening my freedom of speech? You should be careful doing that. It won't end well for little itch bays like you. Death threats are not protected under freedom of speech, silly goose. Have fun with the feds. Response from the Redditor, someone needs to eat bay the itch shay out of you, sweetheart. I don't think you realize how uct you are, lol. The feds don't care if you're under 20 VPNs. Redditor says, I don't care, scumbag. F day to Elon, F day to his cronies, and F day to his supporters like you. Lol, you guys have gotten way too comfortable saying this type of it shay. So, man, these are you can't reason with these people. Yuri Bezmenov warned us of this. 88% of people are telling me to smoke the cigar. Are you actually serious? We've only had 8 votes, though. 27 people watching. If you're watching, can you vote on whether I should have this cigar or not? And if you're feeling generous, don't forget to donate on one of these links. Surely this show is worth just a little donation, bringing you all this amazing curated news. They're also saying on Reddit, invade the White House, take Trump as an hostage, hey, make a new government, all extremists to a Pacific island, Trump, Musk, etc., build a better world. This is where we are at on Reddit. It has always been a disgusting place, but the disgustingness has reached critical mass to the point where the major moderators of Reddit are actually stepping in and putting certain subreddits into cooldown periods. That's how bad it is getting. They're talking about now starting an insurrection. Storm the White House is all over Reddit. People are saying it's going to be a beautiful day when the angry mobs enter the White House. Can we all stay the White House? I don't see any way out of this supposed takeover unless it's Island Bay. So, oh man, it keeps on going. People saying we need to off Trump and ill-K Elon Musk. You can see it all. I mean, it is insane. People saying they're ready to die for this cause. This guy on Reddit saying, I'm old enough, my life has sucked, I'm down for anything. Willing to I-Day, not consciously willing to ill-K, but sometimes my temper takes over. I'm willing to be a leader if I have to. So, bro, so someone has your credit card, your wife's got your credit card, and she spent loads of money, and then you say, like, I want to see where the money's going, and she says you're a threat to democracy and I'm going to ill-K you. That is essentially what Redditors are doing and what people are doing who support the leftist government. Why anybody would support a government who wants to hide where your money's spent when they're clearly stealing it is very, very mysterious. But again, I think it's something that Yuri Bezmenov told us about, which is ideological subversion, which is when you're subverted by so much propaganda, you can't be reasoned with. You can be presented with any logic at all, and you're still going to support your handlers. So this is some crazy stuff. Chuck Schumer came out, and he went hard on the projection. This is an unbelievable comment by Schumer. He said an unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government. That's exactly what his side have done. Through USAID, as we've just proved, they've created a shadow government that rules all other countries. And within the United States of America, the NGOs that are funded by this administration also rule over everyone and entrench their ideology everywhere. Do you remember when we just tried to speak our mind on things like Anne's gender trait issues and January the 6th and Donald Trump and things like that? We got censored and banned. That's what the shadow government did and the FBI did. Why do you think United Kingdom, France, Germany, all these countries have exactly the same policy. It's because they're run by shadow governments. It doesn't make sense with the amount of checks and balances between those countries for them to have this continuity in ideology, strategy, and plan. They're all being bankrolled. Follow the money. Chuck Schumer is saying that Elon Musk is the shadow government for uncovering the shadow government, which he's a part of, proved by the fact he's worth $80 million and he's worked in the public sector his entire life for 50 years plus. That's what Chuck Schumer did. Massive projection, bruv. Massive projection. He says DOGE is not a real government agency, but Donald Trump is, and he can hire whoever he wants, Chuck. DOGE has no authority to make spending decisions. It's not making spending decisions. It is showing you where your side spent the money. DOGE has no authority to shut programs down or to ignore federal law. He's not ignoring federal law. He was hired by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump can hire anybody he wants to do this kind of stuff. Just because he's very good at it doesn't make it illegal. DOGE's conduct cannot be allowed to stand. I love the way DOGE is getting promoted so hard, and Chuck Schumer is using the word DOGE. It's brilliant. So essentially, these people have been breaking the law for forever, and now they're calling the people who've discovered that they've been breaking the law criminals and lawbreakers. That's what these communists always do, straight out the Alinsky playbook. F these people. Chuck Schumer, you are going down. I love it. I love it. So let's hear what Chuck Schumer said.
Before our very eyes, an unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government.
That's exactly what your side did. You weaponized every single part of the federal government against the American people. And now when we try to stop it, you're saying we did what you did. You use the one ring of Sauron and then you give it to us. Don't complain when we undo your BS.
Friday night, the so-called department...
I actually can't listen to this guy. So Elon Musk sums it up well. He says they're just mad that their shadow government is being dismantled. Lol. Exactly. So guess what? You know what they're going to try to do? They're going to try to arrest Elon Musk. I said it. You got to wrap these people in Teflon. Just in, according to Eric Doherty on X, officials privately say across the federal government that Elon Musk's DOGE appears to be violating the law. Okay, so they're already setting the groundwork for his arrest. And this is super fascinating because, as I said, once they've started this, they can't go back. They've opened Pandora's box. They can't go back now. If they do, they're going to be arrested by these people when they get back into power. They have to destroy this root and branch, all this corruption. Otherwise, they're going to be arrested or bankrupted or ILDK. That's what's going to happen. So Elon Musk, bravest guy in the world. He didn't have to do this. He's got $400 billion. But I guess when you have that much money, you start thinking about what's really important. And it's freedom. Freedom is the most important thing. Freedom of the people. And so he's committed now. He's committed. There's no going back. So this investigation is going to get exponentially faster and stronger and deeper. That's what she said. It's really going to happen. So buckle up. This is week 2 and it's going to snowball. We're going to find out more and more about this corruption. So Democrats have come out. They're calling for his arrest. Andy No says at an anti-Elon Musk protest in DC, Democrat politicians and their supporters call for Musk to be immediately imprisoned and to stop the president's efforts to end waste and fraud. So all these people on the government drip who are corrupt are now trying to arrest the people who are exposing them. And this guy calling for Elon Musk's arrest is flanked by the most corrupt woman on planet Earth, Maxine Waters, candle wax face herself. I'm not actually making this up. Schumer is there holding hands with ultra corrupt Maxine Waters, daring to call the people exposing their corruption corrupt. Check this out.
We're going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win.
Bro, the Democrat Party is over. Like, this is so good. Oh man, into my veins with this. Elon Musk says Schumer is mad that DOGE is dismantling the radical left shadow government in full view of the public. This is our one chance to return power to the people. From an unelected bureaucracy back to democracy. Only with the support of you can this succeed. Thank you, unknown soldiers. Exactly. Elizabeth Warren is screaming about this, of course. AOC said, Elon Musk is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen. Actually, he is your boss and he controls you. So if that makes him unintelligent, There is no word invented or word you could find in the dictionary to accurately describe how stupid you are, AOC. Ben Shapiro weighs in on this. He says, giggling idiot, says richest man on earth, who started a successful electric car company and a successful space company, is unintelligent. This is the Democrats' thought leader. He also has $430 billion. He's also leading the way in AI. Other people, Ayanna Presley is calling for agitation on the streets. No wonder these people lost. Keep doing this. Keep doing this. DOJ now should investigate this, right? This is essentially the Democrats' reaction to Elon Musk exposing their corruption.
We cannot allow Elon Musk and a small group of
Dancing around, loving it. Can't get enough of this. I mean, Chaya Rai chick, who lives of TikTok, who was exposed by the radical doxers again on the left, really asks the most appropriate question in the face of all of this. She asks, why is it so controversial to simply ask where our tax dollars are being spent? That is what the Republic was set up to do, to be transparent and represent the people. But we're just getting started. Christopher Rufo says he guesses DOGE is starting from the smallest to the largest in order to quickly gain knowledge and build momentum. Start with USAID, then go to the Department of Education, then use that knowledge to go after the behemoths, medical, military, intelligence. Bro, oh my God, let's go. Let us do it. Let us do it. Grums is such a legend, and he really, really summarizes what's at stake here. He says, I don't know if people are talking enough about this, but Trump and Elon have thrown down such a huge gauntlet that it's literally a battle for final survival. Either the government corruption is rooted out 100% or it's over for them. They put everything on the line to make things right. Respect. Man, that is just one of the comments of the night. I absolutely love that. So tasty. So we've got Hakeem Jeffries, communist hack, who says they're raiding the government, attempting to steal taxpayer money. That's what the situation at the Treasury Department is all about. World's richest man, who literally does not need any more money, is being accused of stealing taxpayer money by looking at the things you spent money on? Okay. Elon Musk responded to that and said, obviously, DOGE is trying to stop your tax dollars from being stolen for waste and fraud. This guy wants that to continue. I love this analogy. My wife asked to see the credit card statement so she can figure out why we don't have any money, and I told her very sternly that she's a danger to democracy. That really exposes the insane logic of the left trying to validate their theft of your money. And this meme really sums it up. You know that one with the teacher where he's pointing to something on a whiteboard and then he smugly reveals his point? He says the same people terrified of DOGE wanted to hire 87,000 additional IRS agents to audit you. So it's okay for you to be audited and put under the boot of the government, to be taxed upon tax. But as soon as you want to look at where they spent your money, they're screaming end to democracy and end of the republic. They basically robbed us and swindled us for decades, and now they're mad that we found out. USAID is showing us how Democrats became millionaires off the taxpayers. And Natalie Winters says USAID was supposed to be the hotbed of resistance against Trump 2.0. They were going to launder money to international democracy NGOs and media outlets to attack President Trump like they do all day in the UK, as proved by the fact that very organizations sent money to the BBC to set the narrative there. This is why they're melting down big time. And it's just happened with such efficiency. That's why they call it DOGE, right? Department of Government Efficiency. So according to Rapid Response 47, official account combating all the BS from legacy media, we haven't even scratched the surface of the waste, fraud and abuse within USAID. 1.5 mil for advancing DEI in Serbia's workplaces, 2 mil for sex changes in Guatemala. Oh, we've gone through some of this. Yeah, so you know where the money's going. 1 million to help disabled people in Tajikistan become climate leaders. 15 million for contraceptives and condoms in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. 1 million. Oh God, I just can't. So Elon Musk, you think with the full weight of the left against him, he might be apprehensive? No, he dropped this meme on X and he says, it's of Dr. Evil, doing the air quotes, and he says, from now on, money laundering will be called foreign aid. right? Whenever they say foreign aid, you know they're wasting your money. Now, this is where shit gets even more wild. So Elon Musk did a poll on X. You know what he said? He said, would you like DOGE to audit the IRS? Yes, 51.3%. F yes, 41.4%. No, 7.4%. 1,400,000 votes. Dude, Elon Musk is now probably going to audit the IRS. And this is the thing. The other side, because they're on the government drip and they got no motivation to work, they're lazy, they don't work overtime, they don't work on weekends. And when they come up against someone who's actually productive and hardworking and sleeps 5 hours a night just to get up and work all over again, work the weekends, they cannot compete. I love this. I love this. 69% of you think I should be smoking my cigar. Is that for reals? How many of you voted? 13 votes. 13 votes. Okay. 33 concurrent viewers and only 13 votes. Please vote on whether you think I should smoke this cigar. It's my only one. It's top quality. Hard to get another one. Is it worth it for this amazing news? Elon Musk is going to audit the IRS, bruv. Lot of mercy. And look at this, right? We were millimeters away from a civil war, and instead, DOGE is now auditing the IRS. Dude, can you imagine if Trump had lost his life when, in my opinion, the Eep Day, 8th Day tried to eliminate him? He wouldn't be president. We wouldn't have Elon Musk doing this right now. That's how close we came. That is how. Never forget what they tried to do to us, man, and never forget what they nearly took from us, because they've taken so very, very much. And as we speak, Elon Musk DOGE officials seen at FBI headquarters, according to CNN. So FBI won't be able to pull any of their funky shit anymore because they're going to get audited as well, and the DEI is going to be rooted out. This is what draining the swamp actually looks like. And interestingly, now, according to C3 on X, there are a lot of senators pledging support for Trump's cabinet picks, like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, after weeks of resistance. What changed in the last 48 hours? I can't quite put my finger on it. Oh, okay. Interesting. So what I think this is this. So all the corruption's now being exposed, and Donald Trump can use that as leverage against any Republicans in Congress who are not going to confirm his cabinet picks, such as Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Suddenly, according to rumors on X, Republicans who were sitting on the fence about confirming his cabinet picks are now leaning towards yes on the confirmation process. I wonder if Donald Trump is using this leverage from DOGE against those corrupt congressmen, senators. I think that might be the case, and I just love this timeline, don't you? I love it. They're freaking out on the left, but Brett Weinstein adds some sense to the chaos. He says, no, this is a peaceful transfer of power occurring at the will of the electorate. True, that's what we voted for. It feels like something more because we haven't seen it happen in more than 60 years. It's unfamiliar and profound because the prior regime was so thoroughly entrenched. Totally agree with that. This woman, who Elon Musk reseated, explains the situation very well.
We have depended on US aid for over 60 years, and the moment the owners of the money say, let's take a 90-day pause that I audit where my money is going, suddenly the whole country goes into a frenzy. And this should be a moment of reflection for Uganda and the African continent in general. We have been asking for a very long time to be liberated from colonialism, neo-colonialism, and now that the opportunity presents itself, for some reason, we are complaining. Because let's get something straight.
Okay, so an African woman saying Africa's been complaining about colonialism and being freed from colonialism and the spectre of that for so long. Why aren't people happy that now the US isn't going to meddle with them and control them and bribe them to do what they want and they can do their own thing? Elon Musk also zeeted out something before of the African dude saying, look, these policies, this aid through USAID never gets to us anyway, so they're actually happy that it's being shut down and not being given to people who are just going to cement their power at their expense. It's our one chance to return to power. It's our one chance to return power to the people from this unelected bureaucracy and democracy. Elon Musk is going all in. And that's what's happening today, and it is wild. So we might finally see the government shrink in size. We might finally see all the corrupt politicians who stole your tax money and just laundered it and squandered it at the expense of the country receive karma. This is amazing. We're going to get some transparency. America might become a republic once again, free from this corruption, and I absolutely love it. And they started this when they tried to get rid of Donald Trump in the most savage way possible. So that's absolutely delicious, is it not? But there's more. There is more. There is more. People want me to smoke a cigar. Still no donations. Is that not worth a donation? I'm sure one's going to be coming for the end of the show. Donation links above my head to the right. There's more. There is more. So whew. There's more news, everybody. You want some more news? I'll give you some more news. So it's about Elon Musk and DOGE. Let's see what they're up to, because we focus a lot on USAID, which is the tip of the iceberg of the corruption. But I also collated a bunch of things on X, which is where the free flow of information can be found in this day and age, that I wanted to share with you. And I particularly liked this message, this thought, this zeet, if you will, from Don Keith, summarizing what Elon Musk is doing. And he says Elon Musk is doing the same thing with our government that he did with Twitter. When Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, he instantly fired 80% of the staff. It looks like he's doing that now with the government, and I'm here for it. Elon Musk arguably is doing that because he just messaged this: DOGE is working 120 hours a week. Our bureaucratic opponents optimistically work 40 hours a week. That is why they are losing so fast. They're too used to being on the government drip and having it easy. They're never going to get off their asses. And if they tried, they would just fall right back down. So I can't see how they're going to get out of this. It's amazing to see the deep state being dismantled at such rapidity. Elon Musk says the level of fraud in government entitlements spending is insane, referencing Tesla owner Silicon Valley's account, who said there are professional fraud rings that are taking $100 to $200 billion of US taxpayer money out of the country, and they were investigating Musk. This was a message from myself on X that says, total transparency of government spending is what we should have. Musk is now creating that ecosystem with Trump. It feels like a gift, but it isn't. It's normal. We've been demoralized and dominated and subdued so much by government, we've gotten used to the tyranny. So that's why it might feel strange and scary, because to use the boiling frog analogy, by degrees, we've gotten used to a very, very volatile situation. It's just become normal. The Gen Z have been born into this. And so Elon Musk auditing the government feels like this gift, but it shouldn't feel like a gift. That just shows you how low our standards have fallen and expectations and what we've been conditioned to. The demoralization could be over. The domination and subjugation could be over if Elon Musk and Trump can see through this 4 years. I really believe that. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Other great comments that I'm sharing with you from X that I thought are relevant to today's story come from Skyrider, who says, if you're mad at Elon Musk for proving that the politicians are stealing our tax money, either you're a special kind of stupid or you're corrupt as hell. There's other corruption that we're finding out about, not USAID, but UEI, but HHS, including FEMA, that are heavily tied to refugee programs. They're sending money absolutely everywhere. For example, $376 million were sent in active awards to Church World Service, and Church World Service is helping to process refugees and fund refugees, but they're actually obviously trousering, pocketing, stealing, taking, robbing all the money. And this paper trail reveals possibly that the US has been processing refugees directly from Africa with your tax money to the tune of $300 million. All kinds of fraud appearing from all angles now. And once again, I just can't believe this timeline. I never thought I'd live to see something like this. Democrats are angry that America won. This meme from Elon Musk really summarizes it. It has an image of bricklayers or construction workers lining the road with money. underneath the header, what people think paying taxes is like. And then the next phase of the meme says what it's actually like paying taxes. And that's a header for an image of someone throwing bundles of cash into a furnace and burning it. There's so much wastage. It is absolutely insane, bruh. Elon Musk is also calling for the abolition of property taxes. This is amazing. He supports ending all property taxes in America. That's on top of potentially ending the IRS. You didn't vote for Elon Musk? The left cry. Yeah, well, we didn't vote for the FBI, ATF, CIA, PBS, NPR, FDA, HWO, UN, IRS, Federal Reserve, EPA, or CDC. Cry harder. But actually, we did vote for Elon Musk. We voted for Trump and the people he was going to line his cabinet with. And Elon Musk says, we've only seen the tip of the iceberg regarding corruption. There's so much more. And he's ready for it. He is all in. Trump is happy with Elon's progress.
But DOGE, I think great progress has been made. We're talking about cutting over $1 trillion of...
He says great progress has been made with DOGE. And Elon Musk is going to work his ass off for us.
Let me tell you, I'm going to work my ass off for you guys. I really will. I really will. So, and yeah, but I'm super fired up for the future. It's going to be very exciting. As the president said, we're going to have a golden age. It's going to be fantastic. And one of the fundamental things, one of the most American values that I love is optimism, and this feeling like we're gonna make the future good. We're gonna make it good. So, man, I can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, AOC says this guy's not smart. He's basically running things in America right now. That's amazing. He literally is the smartest guy in the world.
So thank you again, and yeah, I'm just so excited about the future. Thank you guys. Thank you.
He really was responsible for that extra 5-10% in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, that got Trump over the line, and then he's part of Trump's cabinet and he gets to do what he wants, but Trump vets everything and signs off on everything. What an absolute genius. So, hopefully the nightmare will be over sooner rather than later. Elon was happily tinkering with his rockets and electric cars in Democrat-controlled California. Then they tried to stop him from working during COVID, and now he's dismantling the entire deep state as a side hustle. Has a single tweet ever backfired so hard? This is in reference to Lorenzo Gonzalez saying, "Uck fate Elon Musk," and he said, "Message received," in May 2020. But remember, radical leftists, we're not dismantling everything you hold dear. That's not happening. It's a left-wing conspiracy theory. And if it is happening, it's a good thing and you deserve it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I love this. So, this is amazing. What do you think about that, everyone? What do you think about that? I am so happy about this. I'm delighted with Elon's performance. I'm delighted with Trump's performance. Elon Musk, smartest man in the world. Trump, toughest man in the world. Best businessman in the world. And the best leader in the world. Those two together is a match made in heaven. If I could vote in America, that's what I would have voted for. I would have voted for Trump because he's the toughest guy and he's the best businessman and he loves America more than anyone else and he's such a great leader. And I would have voted for Elon Musk because he's the smartest guy, most productive guy and most intelligent guy. And they both just want to be free and they want the people to be free and they support libertarian principles. That's what I would have voted for, and that's what you guys got. So I'm all over it. I can't wait. What did you think of today's episode? So to summarize, Elon Musk has been unleashed by Donald Trump to investigate government bureaucracy and spending, and in doing that, via his Department of Government Efficiency, He has uncovered the corruption within the USAID, the United States Administration of International Development, which is a symptom of the government's wasteful and harmful spending and theft of your tax dollars over the years, signifying that much more corruption is still out there and it is going to be investigated extremely efficiently by Musk and his team. And we're just winning. We're winning so hard and they can't stand it. They're screeching like harpies. And I feel sorry for them and I pray for them. And I hope that they wake up someday, because this is our time. This is our time. And we are going to make America, and by extension the world, great again. Hell yes. Thank you, Internet Tough Guy. Appreciate your comment. Should I smoke the cigar? 65% of people say yes. That's 17 votes. That's quite a lot of people. Because I'm an addict, shall I go and get it and at least smell it? The humidity is always wrong in this humidor because I don't have the right type of water. Feels like it's going a bit dry, you know. That might mean we have to smoke it. Am I really gonna? I shouldn't really smoke this, should I? Maybe I should. It feels like a little bit hard. It was proper moist before. It's proper moist before. What do you think? It's gone a little bit dry. Maybe we should smoke this. I feel like we should. Yeah, it's definitely a bit dry. A little bit. Oh, is that the addict in me talking? Are we really gonna smoke this bad boy? Let me see what I've got to do today. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Fuck. I'm going to go on a run after this. I'm going to smoke a cigar before I run. That's so wrong. So wrong, isn't it? All right. Shall I smoke this bad boy? Am I really going to smoke? Am I going to? I guess I am. I guess I am, because it's going dry. We have to smoke it if it's going dry. I'm pretty sure it is going dry. It's not just an excuse. I've got to open the window because like otherwise this place is going to smell. Should I put on my smoking jacket? Is that what a smoking jacket's for? To protect you from the ash? Is that what it's for? This is a fireman's jacket and it's actually fire resistant, which means this is good. Oh Lord. We are the champions, my friend. I feel this is quite a celebratory moment. Okay. End poll. You wanted me to smoke the cigar. I'm going to smoke the cigar. You sent me some cigar funds. Where did you send? Oh, you sent the funds direct that way? Okay, let me check this. Hold on a minute. Oh, we got a donation. I'm excited. Oh my God. Am I gonna unleash the comments? I think I am going to unleash the comments. Sorry, Linda. I banned Linda by mistake. That was a mistake. I'll unleash your comments.
Johnny Massacre says, donate on link. Chris Campbell says, Massacre made Chris Campbell reporting in.
Yes, Chris.
Hey everyone. Brittany Elder, Macabre Cat, says, hi everybody. Chris Campbell says, I listen to Scott Adams every day, mostly sensible stuff. Internet Tough Guy says, I heard all about this USAID thing. You should subscribe to Scott Adams. He's the creator of Dilbert. He does a daily show and goes hard in depth like Johnny on all this. Internet tough guy says nice Chris. Internet tough guy says, USAID laundered money through NGOs where they had an American Idol style audition for politics. And that's how AOC won her district, being a dumb bartender. That's why she was panicking over this. Zachary Sandberg says, also Johnny, it's pronounced USAID. The leftist
You saved me with that.
wrongly pronouncing it as aid for propaganda purposes. Internet tough guy says, anybody complaining about this USAID thing publicly is getting paid by it.
Internet tough guys.
Says, Mike Benz has been a pit bull on this for years.
Knowledge
nice
is
to see some worm plucking coming to fruition.
Knowledge is improving.
Says, basically anything corrupt in the US government is paid for by USAID. I think Elon Musk might have stumbled across the head of this corrupt octopus in government. Internet tough guy says, Stykes Hexenhammer 666 is spot on with predictions too. Pertniello says, right now they are praying that he won in 2020. This is scorched earth. A recalibration that they never imagined would happen. Digital Bridge says, this is historic. Internet tough guy says, AOC recently called Elon Musk the dumbest billionaire. Hard cut to himself re-landing a rocket in the ocean. Internet tough guy says the pendulum always sways back and forth, but the left took it way too far. So the swing back is going to be something big. Chris Campbell says, I love Ron Paul. This is the guy who woke me up to giving a shit about politics way back in 2008. Internet tough guy says, Ron Paul sees through all the BS. Internet tough guy says he's got that lens of truth from Zelda. Chris Campbell says, I'm so glad he's still around to see this. Internet tough guy says shut down NGOs until our leader figure out what the hell is going on. Internet
shut them all down.
Says, I heard USAID spent 50 million on condoms for Gaza Mayo. Internet tough guy says not sure if true or not, but it's funny and believable.
I think it was Afghanistan.
Internet tough guy says, how the heck can you pardon somebody who isn't even investigated, convicted or jailed over a crime? Supreme Court now. Internet tough guy says, government tax money, NGO, other NGO, money laundering, donate to political campaign, steal money, nobody notices equals profit. Repeat. F says, I wonder what Pat Buchanan thinks right now. Chris Campbell says, is slimy Sam Bankman fraud involved in any of this, I wonder? Internet tough guy says, you should see what the Canadian Liberal government spends money on. Internet tough guy says the Western system of governance has reached a point where corruption is inevitable. Internet tough guy says it's like repairing a broken wall. Internet tough guy says, Chuck Schumer you mean? Internet tough guy says Chuck Schumer should be investigated for threats against Supreme Court judges. Internet tough guy says, Brazil is trying to lock up Bolsonaro like they did to Trump. Internet tough guy says no sympathy. Internet tough guy says, I've always thought one man can't change the world. Until about 2015 to current. Chris Campbell says, man, the pig Latin is firing on all cylinders today. Internet tough guy says, when Biden was pressed, people on the right just called him a senile idiot. We didn't call for assassination or getting attacked. WTF. Nuka Chronic says, bartender calls literal rocket scientist stupid LMAO. C. Scott says, Johnny is on a roll tonight, time to break out the cigar. Internet tough guy says, AOC calling anybody, especially Elon Musk, stupid is laughable. You could ask her a simple math question and immediately pivot to something like that doesn't matter. Internet tough guy says if the Democrats deny RFK his position, that's absolutely unacceptable. Chris Campbell says, well, these Redditors are absolutely insane. Internet tough guy says, since when has Reddit ever gone insane? Internet tough guy says if I had $1 million I'd donate half of it. Believe me. Chris Campbell says, I've made a handful of posts on Reddit over the years. Almost never a positive interaction. Internet tough guy says, do people leave negative comments on Reddit? That's too bad.
Totally do. They're fucking disgusting people, mostly.
Guy says, Chuck Schumer. Internet tough guy says, F did guy. Internet tough guy says, Chuck Schumer should be investigated. Nuka Chronic says, Internet tough guy says, I agree Linda. It feels like 3 out of 5 of my comments are always censored. Chris Campbell says, what a bunch of untkays. Every day their gaslighting and hypocrisy gets worse.
Okay.
Internet tough guy says, how dare you use free speech in a free country that millions died to build and maintain. Censored. Internet tough guy says, Jen Psaki. Internet tough guy says, Democrats are cooked. Internet tough guy says, Ben Shapiro started off sharing a bedroom with at least 3 siblings in a small house. Now he's big, that's the American dream. Victoria Rockwell says, that's from The Office Johnny, it's Jim. Internet tough guy says hey Victoria. Victoria Rockwell says tough guy. Internet tough guy says, this has been a pretty good video so far. The Dems really messed up XD. Mark L says, he's live. Ho lard. Internet tough guy says it's 12:31 here IDK what time it is in Japan. Are you smoking a cigar in the day? Internet tough guy says Nancy McShane says, in the late 1960s, my dad, an agricultural engineer, went to Niger working for USAID, building slaughterhouses so nomadic herders wouldn't have to go to Nigeria to have their cows processed. Internet tough guy says, USAID was sinister, meaning you don't know what it's meant for but no it's not good.
Corrupted.
So I'm glad it's gone for good hopefully. Internet tough guy says, I only make about $2,000 a month in my third world 60% taxed nation of Canada. I wish I could donate. Internet tough guy says, true tard won't FK off with the climate change thing even though we only have 35-40 million people. Internet tough guy says 25% tariff and another 20% carbon tax coming on the 1st of April so everything is about to skyrocket. Internet tough guy says,
dude, 20% carbon tax? Just an excuse to enslave you.
It's absolutely dumbfounding, hilarious and almost shocking XD. Internet tough guy says, Trump winning overwhelmingly was the best outcome of the 2024 election. Internet tough guy says, great episode Johnny. Internet tough guy says we love your insight and pod.
Cheers.
Zachary Sandberg says, I sent you some cigar funds. Internet tough guy says enjoy yourself man. We all worked hard for this. The world is recovering. Nuka Chronic says, cigars are meant to be smoked. Enjoy it.
Make my
Internet
shit
tough guy
the
says we are
chronic.
the champions my friends. Internet tough guy says of course the left is melting down because all their stuff is being slashed. Internet tough guy says dude we came so close to the edge. The entire Western world dodged a bullet, just like Trump did.
Exactly. Holy shit. Great comment. Oh, lord. So that's it. There's actually a bunch of other news. Should we just go through it because we're beasts like that? There's a bunch of other stuff. I just put together some random stuff and why not go through it? Or are we playing video games? You know, I hooked up my Famicom Mini and Mega Drive Mini. Holy crap, that is good. Just having the hardware there and having the games. I hacked the Mega Drive Mini some time ago, so I've got all these different games, but some of the games and the names are kind of all wrong and messed up. But it's all good. So I've got those down there. I was playing that. I was playing PGA Tour Golf back in the day. For those old enough to remember, Mega Drive had all these licensed sports games. It was one of the video game companies that popularized that whole part of the business, which is just licensed sports games. PGA Tour Golf was so good on the Mega Drive. Like the colors were cool. The gameplay's still banging. It's so simple and great, and so the controls are so good. The music's good. It's great. So we could play some games.
Mirror D80 says love the SNES, NES and PS1 Mini. Internet tough guy says, thank you Johnny for actually listening to all the comments as people were listening to your bit. That means a lot man.
I love your your comments keep me going. I super like hearing them. It's so much fun.
Well says news overload playtime. This was a big one.
Okay, should we save the other news for tomorrow?
Yes, thanks for listening Johnny.
Don't need to thank me. I don't know. Like I get the greatest pleasure of just interacting with you lot and just. You lot know a lot of shit as well, so you'll come out with things that I don't even know, and just helps me understand things.
I spend a lot of time alone, so I feel better when I can at least communicate online.
That's what we're here for, babe. I had to take a little break from Dark Souls because it was amazing, but I felt it's a stressful experience. I actually, other FromSoft, a few days later, I feel pleasure from it.
Games.
I think so, but after that, I felt, God, that was so fucking stressful. That game, man. The last boss was pretty hard, but not ridiculous. But then Frida was just a nightmare. But then the demons after that, what was it? Demon of pain and no, demon in pain and demon of something. Mate, that was hell. And that last area was so ridiculously hard. And then we got to that guy Guile or Gale, how do you pronounce it? It was really good intro to that boss. He said like, they've all been eaten by the man with the red hood or something, and he's like a slave knight. I felt that that could be not so bad, but we didn't get to second or third phase. Anyways, I just felt like I couldn't face that game again because it's so stressful.
Victoria Rockwell says, yeah, it was pretty intense. I figured after that you'd turn into Rip Van Winkle. Internet Tough Guy says, Elden Ring new playthrough. Let's go. Chris Campbell says you beat Nameless King. Everyone else I've seen gives up. Internet Tough Guy says JK.
Dude, I'm not... Okay, it kind of makes me feel better to hear that people give up doing that because, yeah, I mean... Definitely, I do understand now why Dark Souls 3 is so loved. I thought the first area was really not great. The map design wasn't that great, and it was okay going through, but it was kind of way easier than the other Dark Souls. But holy shit, they made up for that with the DLC. It's insanely difficult, but I can see why people like it because this is the Dark Souls where the bosses actually became like meta games. It's like a game in itself. Like each boss is like a level. It's like Shadow of the Colossus almost, that classic on the PlayStation. It's so intense and so insane. This is the game where that started, right? Or at least it was Bloodborne, right? And then this was pretty much made at the same time. But this was the game where it started pretty much, especially at least regarding Dark Souls, the series. And yeah, so the bosses are really impressive. But I started with Elden Ring, which is just like this, but it's times 10, and it's even more refined. So I didn't really. You have to take into account this is the first time the bosses got this insane.
Internet Tough Guy says, me and my buddy have been playing Baldur's Gate 3. It's actually a pretty insane game like Elden Ring.
I played that a bit. I didn't think it was like that at all. It was turn-based. The graphics were a bit shoddy. There's no dodging the bad guy or engaging with the bad guy. It's turn-based, isn't it? Kind of. Like half turn-based? Or am I tripping with that?
Internet Tough Guy says so many options and playthrough options, it's insane.
I see. So it's, yeah, you just keep you going forever. Man, it's fucking freezing. Do I really want... I guess I do if I smoke this. Yeah, so when I had this, it was so moist, but now it's getting a little bit dry. It doesn't have the same draw. It's still good though. I'm glad we decided to smoke this together. Dirty. Yeah. These cigars are good. I don't know when we're ever going to get one of these again, but we discovered that the Davidoff Signature is also a really good cigar. That was the other one I thought was wicked, and the size of that one's is pretty compact.
Internet Tough Guy says it's old school D&D lol. I guess you didn't like it. That's okay.
I mean, I felt like it was a bit of a lefty game.
Nicole Shanahan smash or pass.
Who's that?
Luca Chronic says, I hope you can figure out how to find Nameless without hints. It's very obscure. I had to look it up when I played. Internet Tough Guy says pass.
So I think what you're talking about is in the jailer area or like Vort area. Is it that? Because I remember you mentioned that. I watched some of it back, and you said it's not really spoiling now. And you're right, because I'm not going to go back there. I certainly wouldn't find that. But yeah, we'll go back and find all the bosses. You can tell me where they are after it. I'm not going to just walk around, just fucking find them all. I just want to beat the hard bosses. But I think there's one after Gale. Don't tell me, but I don't know. But he seems pretty freaking serious. But is that the one everyone was saying was the hardest? Was him? Someone told me AI said he's the hardest, so that's probably what people were saying, right? But first phase doesn't seem that difficult. It's probably going to get ridiculous. Of course it is. Of course it is. They're going to hit us with a Frida, because Frida, all of her life goes down, and then it goes to the next phase. All of the life goes down. So that's going to be some insane madness.
Internet Tough Guy says, Amy Dangerfield from Valutainment is more my thing.
Amy Dangerfield. What's that? And who's Nicole Shanahan? Are we looking that up? What game did I put on there? Kirby's Adventure, I think it's called, on the NES is bloody amazing. Nicole Shanahan. Smash or pass? Oh. I mean,
Chris
yeah.
Says,
Smash.
Amy is nice, but that wacky accent.
I don't know I mean, look, a couple of pints and a cigar. Yeah. Why not? God. It's the liberal in me. I feel like it's too much draft coming from over there. I always, when I just casually play a game on my own.
I can look past the accent. She's like.
This shit is really good. This shit is really good.
Chris Campbell says, Nicole was RFK's running mate.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, she's on the ball, right? God, the draw of this cigar is actually spectacular. It's so good. Oh, Lord of mercy. When I play a retro game on my own a little bit, I super enjoy it.
WTF.
But then every time I choose one to play on a stream, it's not really that fun. Like, we played Wonder Boy and Monster World. I thought that was a wicked RPG. It's kind of cool, but it wasn't that great. So good, this thing. Oh, God, is that good. Even though it's a bit dry. What's up, David Moore? Thank you for the donation, the $25 donation from Zachary Sandberg. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. $25. Happy about that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, man, it's my last one. Does this mean I have to go to the cigar shop?
I'm playing Spelunky right now. Not often something I stream though.
I remember you bought that for me way back in the day. That was like the first 24-hour stream. Remember that?
David Moore says, JM, go look at my past 2 comments since they didn't get me shouted out.
I didn't, all I saw was yeah, so some of them get censored, mate, I'm afraid. I can't see what they were. Mate, the draw of this cigar is, it's magical. Like, it's a magical draw. It's just perfect. It's nearly a perfect cigar. The wide Churchill, Romeo and Juliet, Cuban cigar, Havana. It's a beast. It's a proper beast.
Zachary Sandberg says, I really enjoy your criminally underrated channel and commentary. It's like 2:06 a.m. here in Texas though, so not gonna last much longer.
Oh, mate, it's very sweet. Thank you. Yeah. So, here's the thing. If you become a patron, I'm doing streams now that are like no one else can see them when I'm just doing menial stuff that just the average person wouldn't want to see. So, the channel is up for remonetization, but I need to delete all the videos. But I'm basically going to delete nearly every video apart from the Star Wars. And I got this application that saved all the metadata. It was great, all the description. So now all I have to do is save all the videos. And there's a program called 4K Downloader. And then once I do that, I can start going through and deleting. So I'm probably just going to do that on the live stream. Be quite funny, like looking at all the videos that have been made over time. But it has to be done to get the channel in the algorithm.
Internet Tough Guy says it's 1:06 a.m. here in the frozen tundra known as Canada. It's -30, and we have half a foot of snow on the ground.
Mate, this cigar is so good. For some reason, that comment makes me want to go into the game.
Tough Guy says 1:08.
Got to get that right. So what are we going to play? So, should we bring up my list? Haven't some good games been released recently? Man, do you know what I'd love to have is a bloody PlayStation Pro. That would probably be good for... That's actually kind of worth the investment, isn't it? Because it's like... it's worth the investment because people definitely going to watch it because it looks better, and not many people have the PS Pro, right? There's definitely not that many people with that.
Guy says, does Japan get snow?
Yes, it does.
David Moore says, JM, what do you think about the lefties crying about Elon not having a security clearance to review the USAID billions of spending? The guy has the best rockets in the world and ICBMs and the like, lol.
I've explained it on this episode, but I think it's BS. Bruv, this cigar is fucking orgasmic. Enjoy yourself, why not? I really wanted to smoke this over this week. But I mean, no, this is unprecedented shit that's happening. It's definitely worth it. To Musk.
David Moore says, I missed it, I just woke up.
You're in for a treat, mate. When it gets to about here, it starts getting a bit strong.
Internet Tough Guy says, I dare somebody to mess around under Trump. Biden was a walking disaster.
Absolutely. 100%. Bro, the draw of this is magical. It's so good. Like, it's a magical draw. That's the way to describe it. I'm saving this so I remember what cigar this was. It's that fucking good. It's so good. This, oh my god, is this good? It's fucking delicious, man. What can I say? What can I say?
Nuka Chronic says 3 a.m. here in South Carolina, 53 Fahrenheit outside, or about 12 Celsius. No snow.
Make my shit the chronic.
David Moore says it ain't a fucking a doobie bro, it's a cigar, give me a fresh cig that's frozen.
It's frozen. Oh man. Make my shit the chronic.
Internet Tough Guy says, I've only smoked half a cigar. When I went to relight it the next morning I almost puked, coughing link.
You're not built for this yet. Make my shit the chronic. Man, what a good day. Man, this is what we voted for.
David Moore says 18 here in Detroit. Internet Tough Guy says during camping.
Fucking hell, bro. Like, I just can't get over this goddamn cigar. Wide Churchill, Romeo and Juliet. Oh lord. This is the bomb. It really is better than most other ones. I can see why people go on about this. Man, I got two of these as a gift, and two Davidoff. One of them was nearly as good as this.
Here in NZ. Perfect.
But what is it in Japan? It's fucking freezing. Make my shit the chronic.
Nuka Chronic says, I tried to smoke a cigar in with a friend when I was in high school. He said he stole it from his dad's stash. I fully inhaled and choked for like 20 minutes, lol.
Dude, that sounds rogue. I remember the first cigarette I smoked, I was 11 or 10? 10 maybe. I think it was 11. Yeah, I think it must have been about 11. Maybe 10, but probably 11. And it was just this, I remember, I think did I throw out? I felt so sick and it was horrible. It's 6 degrees in Tokyo. Make my shit the chronic.
David Moore says selling my stepdad's 1956 F100 Camaro we hand built over 28 years, 78 grand, it's yours.
What's a 2 map tomorrow? What's that? Oh shit. Gonna make some mint on that. It's the best cigar. It is this one. Wide Churchill. Make my shit the chronic. Got like a mountain of ash here. I feel like, I don't know.
David Moore says tomorrow.
Right. This fucking thing up. It's so good. Make my shit chronic.
Nuka Chronic says, have you ever done snuff, Johnny? I saw it in a video once and I remember thinking Brits snort tobacco. Lol.
No. I don't even know what that is. Like, they had, my grandmother had a snuff box. I actually remember that. I was kind of enthralled by it. This weird, like, tortoise shell. Is that what you call it? A pattern or something? Oh my god. The best. Snuff. Make my shit the chronic. Oh, so yeah, so 616E, 616E, 796D, 6F7573 on Rumble. Disappeared. Where did you go, mate? Are you coming back?
Internet Tough Guy says, I live in Alberta with cousins in Saskatchewan. Between both provinces we have like 5.4 million people. We have so much space out here on Canada, it's insane. Mirror D80 says, Johnny, play some PS2 games. In David Moore provinces says, we have JM, what's our email? I can send you pics of it. His Ford 1956 F100. Let the PPL see this beautiful truck.
Haha. Ever the salesman. You can send it to me on Insta. Make my shit the chronic.
Ajay says, morning Johnny.
What's up, Ajay? What is up? Make my shit the chronic. Ah, so the X.
Luca Chronic says, here in America, we call chewing tobacco snuff, so I was intrigued to learn that it's in a different form across the pond. Ajay says, how's it going with Steam? Internet Tough Guy
I haven't
says,
played it yet.
Play Skate 3 is my vote.
Mate, there's more news. There's so much cool news, dude. Make my shit the chronic.
Says don't got Instagram or Twitter, just Snap and email lol. Adamisna says ha ha ha.
Can't give out the Massacre email. That's well, there's. Oh, you know how you can do it? Is you can donate. If you donate, you can put a message on Streamlabs and then everyone can see it. Make your shit the chronic.
I just hit live and you've got this Japanese robe and puffing a cigar. Mirror D80 says I'm playing a PS3 game called Sleeping Dogs Remaster on PS4 back compat on my PS5.
Want to test something? What am I testing? Testing. Mate, I need a monitor that's over there or somewhere else. Okay, let me try this. Test. Now this won't work. So it won't. If I scroll it, then it's gonna appear. Make my shit the chronic. But that's the thing, right? You got to pay to advertise, mate.
Johnny Massacre says test. Chris Campbell says, I'm downloading KCD2. Came out today. There goes my week. Mark L says, Johnny Massacre's World. If you don't know, now you know. Ajay says, Sleeping Dogs is a good game you need to play, Johnny. Zachary Sandberg says, off to bed. Can't wait to wake up and see what leftist toys Donald has broken next. D. Internet Tough Guy says,
like Christmas.
Skate 3 would be fun. You could make a whole Johnny Massacre character that looks like you and do tricks and stuff. Mirror D80 says Animusha 2 remaster was announced. Now I just want a remaster of Animusha 3 with Jean Reno. Nuka Chronic says, I've been playing Dark Souls Remastered on PC recently. Such a fun game. And looks
Cool.
awesome in 1440p 165Hz. David Moore says, I can't donate till I get a new job. I've donated a few $100, but since I lost my job 8 months ago, I haven't been able to. Adamis says, hey, have you seen Tony from LC Symes? I plan on copying his marketing technique.
Make my shit the chronic. Hold on a minute. So Rumble. Let me see what's happening on Rumble. Where's the Rumble chat bot? I think I got rid of it by mistake. I see Adam. What's up, Adam? We're getting like an ad. That's not what I wanted. Wow.
Mirror D80 says, Johnny, $10 if you play Silent Hill 2.
Oh my god. I actually probably will get around to doing that.
Ajay says, Johnny, another action game franchise I'm sure you'll like is called Monster Hunter.
I haven't seen Tony. Yeah, but, well, it's Capcom now, isn't it?
Mirror D80 says, or at least try.
Right, it's time to say goodnight to the stogie.
Guy says, Rumble Bumble Apple Crumble.
It's a bit good.
David Moore says, I used to have hers but I can't find it. Mirror D80 says, cool.
Yeah, like the bottom of the cigar, it's all like cracking and shit. I think it's partly because I messed up the moisture.
Says, don't worry about it, David, and good luck finding a better job. Nuka Chronic says, as an unemployed straight white American man, I'm tickled to see day dissolved. Hopefully I can get a decent job soon. Would love to become a streamer but need some capital to get it rolling.
No, you don't need any. Well, no, you only to get the initial setup, but you don't need a whole lot.
Ajay says,
well, you need a
Silent
computer.
Hill 2 is a very iconic game with a great psychological story.
Nuka, I've got you, bruv.
Tough guy says, IDK how you smoke cigars.
Because I'm a Bausch. That's why. Make my shit the chronic. It's time to get fucked up.
Says, yes, Johnny. Monster Hunter is by Capcom. Internet Tough Guy says they make me cough like crazy.
You don't inhale, though.
Mirror D80 says I'm downloading Titanfall 2 and Spider-Man 1 and some indie games on my PS5.
Taking a cigar to a rave is so cool because when everyone's fucked in the smoking area, most people have never tried it before and they're kind of into it. And then you can scare them with the burner lighter. Make my shit the chronic.
Mirror D80 says, Johnny, you got Steam, can I follow you?
Yeah, of course. Make the whole Steam community. I nearly didn't do it.
Nuka Chronic says, I've got the computer, but I need a camera and probably a decent mic because I only have a headset at the moment.
Make my Man, that's got a great comment on X. If the Mexico City subway was like the Japanese city train, that would make that... Okay. It's funny, I'm going to follow them. Okay, I think the stream's ended on X.
A Discord might be smart too.
Why is it doing me dirty like this?
He says my diet is going well, I think.
It says the broadcast has ended on X. It so hasn't ended on X. X is weird. X is weird.
D80 says way too hot to go to the gym though. Internet Tough Guy says where's the DNB backtrack JK.
You know what though? Oh, this is ridiculous. I have to remove this element. X doesn't...
Ajay says, Johnny nearly didn't make Steam, until I saved him and he made gaming great again. LOL.
I just shut down the text-to-speech. We nearly didn't make Steam. I couldn't even send a friend request because I was new, so it didn't want me to do that. But then he made my shit the chronic. Okay, here we go.
D80 says, Ajay, good work. Nuka Chronic says, tell me what it was. Internet Tough Guy says, play some of your music.
So,
Ajay says, make it to Steam.
guess what? That song that was really good, I thought it was fucked. It suddenly just went right, and I recorded the vocals just raw. I printed them. I just recorded the vocals without any plugins on to make sure they're forever safe, because that was the best part. And it's sounding shit hot. It's sounding shit hot. I was thinking about calling it the Clonker, which could be awesome. Make my shit.
Ajay says, thank you, Mirror D80s.
I think, yeah. You want to hear? Oh. So, yeah. Maybe there was a part. No, but I removed that part though. Yeah, shall I play? I'll see if we can load it. It's gonna mess up my computer, but dude, the song is sounding so good. Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm so happy this is saved. Super happy. Man, all that stuff with my hard drive and like then wiping my with the HDMI port and then wiping my hard drive and trying to work out what's going wrong. All it was my TV suddenly stopped accepting the HDMI signal for no reason at all. It accepted HDMI signals from any other source in both sockets, but not my computer for no reason. So I didn't think the TV wouldn't accept it. Doesn't make any sense. Make my shit the Chronic.
Mirror D80 says, nice tune, wanna get a new album, got her other two.
Yeah, no, I have to drop a new album this year. Like, I've been saying it for years, but I just wanted to do YouTube more because music became a bit cringe to me, especially living in Japan. The music sucks. There's no scene. But then when I went back to England, the scene was good. It got the motivation back.
I used to DJ when I was 15, 22, multiple parties, but I'd always play EDM, trance, dubstep, hip-hop remixes. Mirror D80 says, Johnny, are you Captain Clonk on Steam? The pic doesn't do you justice.
How do you know I'm Captain Clonk? How did you find me? Yeah, I am Captain Clonk. Yeah, that's me. Captain Clonk is a pretty fucking good name, isn't it? Are we playing games? Okay, should we vote on the game to play? Make my shit the Chronic. Okay. Let's vote. For goodness sake, I know I have a list.
He says, last video I overheard. Ajay says, Johnny, I'll have some more surprises of games for you in the future. One particular indie game that I'll have for you on my next salary. Mirror D80 says,
thank you.
Internet Tough Guy cool.
Okay, so let's do a little vote of what game to play. Start a poll. What game to stream now?
Internet Tough Guy says, Big Boy Barry and the Clonker Elden Ring.
Big Boy Barry and the Clonker. That's a good name for a band. That, I mean, people would just think, what the hell? Wow, there's a lot of games to play though. Okay.
Ajay says, yes, Johnny, finish Dark Souls 3 and then play MGS2.
So I've got Lollipop Chainsaw, Nier Automata. That's another one we could do.
Mirror D80 says, damn, Zero Escape Games was on sale, Wolf gifted M to your Johnny. Mirror D80 says, maybe next sale.
Okay. There's so many things to play.
Internet Tough Guy says, that is a great name for a band, LMAO.
There's actually too many games to play. We're going to have to do multiple polls. Here's a poll. Check out this little selection I got for you.
Chris Campbell says, I think Nier Auto has booba.
That's a pretty persuasive argument, Chris. I do like a bit of booba. Big Boy Barry and the Clonker band name. Where's Milky? Because Milky said something that could have been an album name. I can't remember what it was. I have to go back and watch that. Oh, mate, okay. People really want Resident Evil 0?
Let's not forget about Nier Automata, and you'll enjoy some booties. Lol. Internet Tough Guy says dude, Resident Evil 0 would be fun. Mirror D80s says Billy Cohen is cool. Mirror D80s says in Resi 0. Internet Tough Guy says I thought you played that one.
I didn't yet.
Mirror D80s says and Rebecca is kawaii.
Oh! Cool. But Dark Souls 3 is shit hot though. Dude, there's 22 people watching. Who are all the lurkers, man? Like, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 4 people talking and 18 people lurking. Everybody who's watching this stream, can you stop what you're doing and drop a message and say who you are? I'm very curious who the lurkers are. I can actually see... I think I can see who's in the stream. No, it's only who's in the chat. Participants. Yeah, it's only 4 people are participating. But 21 people are watching. Make my shit the chronic.
Ajay says, Johnny, you may experience some frustrations in Resident Evil 0.
Oh, okay, good. So it's a real no hints. What, from puzzles? Because I like a good puzzle. There was...
Mirror D80 says need a walkthrough with Resi 0.
Really? Is it?
Johnny Massacre says, Radio Jim says Radio Jim says Radio Jim DJ DSD 3. Victoria Rockwell says still here but sleepy. Mirror D80 says Ajay you right especially without walkthrough. Internet Tough Guy says I keep watching on your original channel because I don't get notifications for Massacre the game.
That's so weird. I guess that's weird, right? Why you do this? That channel's been like demonetized. That's so annoying. Right, people voting for Dark Souls 3. Are we actually gonna go back and kill that guy? I think we might have to. Make my shit the chronic. Oh, we just got...
D80 says well maybe I'm just accustomed to following guides.
We just got Patreon payment. $181.56. Okay. We're gonna have to add this. We have to add it to the total. 206.56.
Well, Johnny, the puzzles itself will not be the main issue.
206.56.
Inventory management issues.
Oh, really? Okay. We just got the patron. Thank you, everyone. So, Mira, you actually watched that patron to find out... Was it Patreon where you found out, Captain Clonker? Or was that a regular stream? Why? What? Okay. So... What the hell was it?
Mirror D80 says so true Ajay but story is memorable.
So... 25...
Adam Misner says, I think Rumble chat isn't working.
Let me boot it up again. 206.56.
Mirror D80 says regular stream at the end of Dark Souls. Internet Tough Guy says, Trump needs to shut down internet censorship on YouTube. Ajay says,
yeah.
Mirror.
They need how to do that, but I mean they'll work it out. The other thing is there's a distinct lack of repealing the Patriot Act, right? That whole set, like we can spy on you for anything. Where's the talk of that? People just forget about this stuff, become normalized to it. Thank you, patrons, for your donations. Appreciate that. Mirror D80s, you're involved. I see, Mirror. If you want to see, hold on a minute. Make my shit the chronic. Are we playing? Are we Dark Soulsing? We are gonna Dark Souls, innit? My dad responded. He said, "Thanks, I'll leave it to you to brief me. I don't have time to be on X, so you can feed me your digest if you like." My dad's so kind. Like, I know he doesn't... I don't think he really agrees with a lot of it, but he's definitely against the woke shit. I'm just going to say, okay. Just accept his offer, even if he doesn't. I'm not going to give him the chance to make my shit the chronic. Right, cigars have been smoked.
Internet Tough Guy says, this crap on YouTube is unacceptable and illegal from a USA-based company. This censoring people left and right is illegal.
Alright, Rumble, we're getting back.
Adam Misner says check out the trailer for Dragon's Lair BTW, it's a very unique game.
Dragon's Lair? Isn't that the original game? I see you, Adam. Adam's back. Dragon's Lair, he's up for it. Where's David Moore? Adam's never played Zero. Dragon's Lair? Oh wow, is this new? Is it gonna make my shit the chronic? Okay, people voting on the game. They voted for Dark Souls 3. End poll.
Says it's an old school arcade game, yeah.
Man, there's so many people lurking on this channel, not commenting.
The Patriot Act technically expired in March 2020 without being reauthorized.
What, so now they're not spying on us? Man, that's some good comment. I think they're still spying on us, bruh. Adam, I put you back on the Crumble Rumble.
Mirror D80 says what's percent if I change to Snatcher?
Where's Radio Jim?
Johnny Massacre says, Radio Jim.
Where is he? Mate, Silent Hill. Man, the one puzzle in that was so stupid.
Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty good.
The ending of Silent Hill, if you don't...
Tough Guy says just saying.
I mean, Baldur's Gate would be a whole wormhole to go down, right? There'd be loads of shit to do there. Am I really going to play Dark Souls 3? Let me just check my schedule. Hold on a minute. I guess I could. Alright, let's fucking play this.
Internet Tough Guy, I've been meaning to get Baldur's Gate 3 again on my PS5. Ajay says, Johnny, do you know if Nier Automata is playable on Mac? If it is, then you can experience the game in glorious 60 frames per second.
Is it not 60 frames per second on PlayStation? Is it not 60 frames on PlayStation? Dude.
Mirror D80 says Nier Automata is on my must-finish list.
What? I'm missing some kind of window. Like, there's something I haven't done. Or is it? I think I froze logic. It doesn't want me to load it. Window.
Mirror
oh, there it is.
Says, or also called Nier Replicant. Internet Tough Guy says, I love how Radio Jim has inadvertently become an entire meme on the channel in chat. I laugh every time XD.
The name, it just sounds cool, like Radio Jim. Just imagine this dude in a radio station in God knows where, in some kind of dystopian, sand-swept, arid landscape.
Johnny, it is 60 frames per second on consoles. Just not locked at 60 frames per second.
PS Pro it is, right?
Sponsored by Radio Jim, Radio Jim, Radio Jim.
Where's Radio Jim? I think Discord is too obscure. Like, people don't use Discord enough. I don't know. Like, Radio Jim should... Where's Radio Jim? How do we find him? Can anyone find Radio Jim on YouTube and send him a message? Where is Radio Jim? What does Radio Jim say? Okay, I'm loading the song. Who wants to hear the song? Is it finished? Should I just release it how it is? I think it's finished.
Mirror D80 says, Johnny, you need a break from Dark Souls using my Jedi powers.
Oh, really? Oh, Okay.
Internet tough
I need a
guy
break
says
from
radio
Dark
hit
Souls.
with a faceful print and a faceful radio.
Okay. Who wants to hear my song? You ready? I got the middle part so good now. There's like a little break where it just rolls and it's very minimal and then comes back in. Rate my song. How is this gonna be big? Rate my song.
This shit is banging.
TikTok, bitches, what you forgot? Johnny Massacre, #1, always at the top. Every night, Johnny boy gets it right. TikTok hoes, keep it tight.
Banging.
Running back and forward, 'cause I'm causing you heartache. Thinking I could leave you any second of night. You've never been the one to be emotional like who's the love. Maybe 'cause it's feeling so right.
This shit is banging.
I wanna rush with you in the morning. I little love to feel more alive. I want those vibes to never be lonely. Let's make this night the time of our
This
lives.
shit is banging.
I wanna rush with you in the morning. I little love to feel more alive. I want those vibes to never be lonely.
This shit is banging.
TikTok, bitch, stop. Take off that top and drop it like it's shit hot.
Banging.
This is Britpop mixed with house and hip hop. London City trick shot.
Banging.
Running back and forward 'cause I'm causing you heartache. Thinking I could leave you.
Oh my god, Internet Tough Guy actually knows what this song is about. That's literally why I made this song. I met this girl who had like a bag of MDMA between her tits and she gave me some. I went home with her and then I wanted to make this song. How did you know? That should we call it? That's the name of the song. MDMA Go Home with the girl music.
Let's make this night the time of our
This
lives.
shit is banging.
I wanna rush with you in the morning. I little love to feel more alive. I want those vibes to never be lonely.
This shit is banging.
Adamisna says baggy between her tits is a good title lol.
Listen to this.
We keep it raw and we keep it dirty.
Ah, see, like, what happened there? Yeah, it's like, there's too much going on. But okay, so like, okay, Internet Tough Guy just freaked me out. But you knew this story before you said that, right? Internet Tough Guy said, this is MDMA Go Home with the Girl music. On the bridge, it says, the lyrics is, what does it say?
Like it's shit hot.
It's mashed up on my J's. Yeah, it goes system overload here. What does it say?
How long can I wait for you?
Mashed up on my J, strobe flash, she saw my face, ecstasy. Ecstasy. Caught in time and space. Like, it's such a hippie thing to say, but this was true though. It's like, mashed up on my J, strobe flash, she caught my gaze, ecstasy. What is it? Okay, so like, what is it? Mashed up on my J, strobe flash. She met my gaze. Ecstasy. No. Mashed up on my J's, ecstasy. What is it?
How long can I wait for you?
Mate, my brain is broken. She saw my face. Ecstasy on my J, strobe flash, she saw my face. Ecstasy, she met my gaze, caught in time and space. That's basically what it, I don't know. It actually, that wasn't her, that was something else. That was, I went to fold for the first time, but I actually went with her. But this other girl, like, I was sensed this shadow on my left, and I looked, and it's so dark in the club fold, and the strobe flash went, just one little flash, and it just burned this flat image of this girl, like, staring at me. But she turned her head so far that it wasn't by chance, and I just remembered that and thought, fuck, this place is so cool. This place is cool. No, this isn't the girl with the kids and the sexual text. No, it's not. No, fuck that. Keep it raw, keep it dirty. So anyways, yeah, my computer's fucking up here, but cheers, Linda. Keep it raw, keep it dirty.
Bitches, what you forgot? Johnny Massacre, #1, always at the top. We keep it dirty every night. Johnny boy gets it right. TikTok hoes, keep it tight.
You get the idea. It's like crashing now, but that's pretty much finished, right? Oh, Lord of mercy.
Ajay says, oh yes, you can also start with Near Replicant, and it's the first game in the series, originally a PS3 game remastered on PS4. Internet Tough Guy says, I'm way more into trance or big room rave, we need a massive drop. Internet Tough Guy says we're worlds apart in DJing too. Shannon Spear says, fuck that guy tigers. Internet Tough Guy says this is MDMA go home with a girl music. Ajay says, oi Victoria. Internet Tough Guy says massive bass. Mark L says, Johnny hates trance. Nuka Chronic says, amazing chest ahead. Ajay says, is Joe Rogan in the song? He would be proud.
He is.
The 80s says great track, then again I may be biased because I love electronic music, especially 80s synth. Victoria Rockwell says Ajay. Internet Tough Guy says I didn't know the story. I know music. Internet Tough Guy says, I'm autistic. Mirror D80s says oi 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 aloha Victoria. Shannon Spear says, this isn't the girl with the kids and the sexual texts. Victoria Rockwell says mirror aloha oi. Mirror D80s says and hello to all, especially the non-talking watchers that should drop a like and message, or Radio Jim will diss you for being a peeper with nothing to say lol. Linda Marconi says, hi Johnny boy.
Hi Linda.
For an amazing show.
You're the best, Linda.
Mirror D80s says chat is great, thanks all. Shannon Spear says, what's going on with Mark 5? Has she been chasing parked cars? Adamisna says that's a good story. Internet Tough Guy says coming to you all from the third world dictatorship nation of Canada from my igloo. Using my powered phone with Starlink. Don't eat me tonight.
Oh my god.
He says Johnny, what DAW studio do you use and what do you don't recommend?
I use Logic. I don't know about DAWs, to be honest, but that's what I use. Yeah, I have a massive hatred for music technology. I don't like the software. I don't like using it, and I don't like plugins. I hate the plugin system where it goes out of date and you have to update it and you lose your settings and they try to hook you in and then they go bankrupt and I hate all that shit.
Tough guy says, Radio Jim to Mount Rushmore.
Yes, man. Mount Jim. We can have a big speaker on it and then it would just broadcast Radio Jim 24/7, 365. 365, y'all. Wickedness. Okay, so we're doing Dark. Okay, we're gonna do Dark Souls. This is some crazy shit. I don't know why. I don't know how. We're gonna Dark Souls it up, y'all. Yeah.
Shannon Spear says, hates plugins but bolt-ons are acceptable lol.
Bolt-ons.
Mirror D80 says I agree doors and plugins can get real expensive.
It's just like I hate the culture of like plugin bros. Like, oh, we've got this new plugin. Like, what about this plugin? Yeah. Oh, this plugin's the best. This plugin will make your song amazing. It's just all about the creativity. But I get it. Certain periods of electronic music are completely influenced by certain plugins and sounds that are just the plugins are so good. Everyone starts using it, and then electronic music becomes like that.
I don't like that kind of music at all, but that was neat. Internet
oh, thank you.
Says, USS Radio Jim, a United States aircraft carrier with 200 jet planes. Shannon Spear says, fake boobs are bolt-ons.
Oh, Guile Boss, Part 10. I feel like we're getting ourselves involved in some BS now because this game is so stupendously hard. It actually features some of the hardest bosses in the whole Dark Souls series. It actually has been this way since the first one. The first one comes out, there's some really tough bosses and moments. But then the DLC, it was the bomb. It's super hard. It's Knight Artorias, Black Dragon Calamite, and what was the other one? Oh, of course, how could I forget Marnus, that bastard. Then Dark Souls 2, the DLC bosses, were they really hard? I actually can't remember, which means they probably weren't that hard.
Are a particular type of fake tits.
Oh, really? What were the bosses in Dark Souls 2? Oh, no, actually, that wasn't... No, actually, no. The run for that dude, the samurai, was freaking nightmare. And Fume Knight was quite difficult, but it wasn't like Dark Souls 3.
Johnny, my advice is to try to finish a game first before going for the next game.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise you may end up in limbo with backlogs after backlogs
Exactly.
with too much weight.
Exactly.
Internet Tough Guy says, fake boobs are kinda gross because it's super obvious. Men don't care about the size of your boobs.
Wow, if only all women knew that. Yeah, so if the woman has like saggy tits and she gets a boob job, it can work really well because there's already space within like the breast, right, for the implant. But if their tits are kind of small and not saggy or like there's not any space there at all, or not like a medium sized, it's just like it's so taut. It looks. There was a girl at my gym. She actually worked for the gym, and it just looked insane when she pulled her. She had this tight top, and it just looks like two like conkers in a condom or something. It looks kind of off key. But the thing is, the average dude will just, their lizard brain will look towards it, so they will get attention for it. But if it's a subtle one, it could be good. Man, the news is crazy. I didn't mention this earlier, but Trump says US will take over the Gaza Strip. So he's going to put a US president, man, into my veins with this. The problem is with that's why he's trying to get Egypt to take all the refugees, because otherwise they're going to end up in Europe and America. But Democrats are declaring a constitutional crisis. Ben Shapiro says panic over lost control. It's like having the toys taken away, but the toys is my life.
Focused on boobs during sex, lol.
Yeah, I know you are.
Exactly, internet tough guy.
You are if you can put your wing wang between them, or if they're massive. But like massive tits is not like, it's not that. It's super great, but it's definitely not the most important thing. Most guys don't give a fuck about that. Like it's a really, really attractive bonus that fucks with your lizard brain, but really it's just about the hotness. Okay, so we've got, what have we got?
Ajay says, Regarding the boobs.
Regarding the boobers. Surely there's no lurkers. Still got people lurking on this stream. Who's lurking? Who's lurking? Gail, yeah, Gail. How do you pronounce this boss's name? Gail or Gail? Bro, Arsenal beating Man City 5-1. More things to put into my veins.
Mirror D80 says it's all about the boobs for me, not as much a butt guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the boobs for me, 100,000%. But I could not marry a woman with amazing massive tits and a fucked up ass. I just couldn't do it. Like, the ass is more important for overall aesthetics. The tits is like going to turn you on more, but it can't be like that.
Never had a relationship, lol.
You've dodged a bullet, mate. That's all I can say. You dodged a bullet.
Mirror D80 says I wish I did though.
You can, mate. You got to get out there. Get in the mix. If you get out there, it's going to happen. 100%. 110%.
Ajay says, Johnny, have you seen an old hilarious MGS meme called Metal Gear Condoms? For the man with a solid snake.
I have not. I cannot say that I have. Okay, we're going to end the stream on Rumble Crumble to make way for a new stream. I don't think we can set up one while we're streaming. We can't. So I'm going to end the Rumble stream. Thank you, Rumblers and Crumblers.
Personality first.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, as you get older, you realize, like, man, you can't be around. I will never go with a psycho bitch. I don't care how amazing the tits are or like how freaking incredible she might be. 0% chance that's ever happening.
Tough guy says, I'm into average women, to be honest. I don't chase after promiscuous women. Mirror D80 says Ajay. Ajay says, Johnny, we are brothers after all. You're a booty man like me. Lol.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We are brothers.
Mirror D80 says, Shannon Spear, hell yeah.
What the hell? Rumble, bumble, crumble.
Shannon Spear says, L8 terse.
Are you off? Where you going, bruv? Oh, we're getting like... Rumble's making random live streams.
Mirror D80 says, have a wonderful day night, Shannon Spear.
I think we're getting rumbled by the crumble. Crumbled by the rumble? I don't think it wants us to do this.
Shannon Spear says, sleep.
Sleep. Good night, Shannon. Thanks for coming by, man. Good to have you here, mate. Okay, here we go. Rumble is...
Internet tough guy says 2 AM here in Canada.
Damn. You ready to get locked in? You getting locked in? Okay, interesting.
Adam Misner says you're doing this to change stream title.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, basically, yeah, that's right. Adam, I love your hair, dude. It's awesome.
Says 7:30 PM here in Adelaide.
It says it's live now. Yeah, no, it doesn't want to do this.
Says watching your streams before bed, lol.
Wow, Rumble is really confused because I'm using this stream key that I think is like a default stream key, and it's not liking that at all. Not liking what I did. What have I done?
Adam Misner says, oh, thank you.
Man, Rumble is doing some mad stuff right now.
Shannon Spear says, same in Riverland, South Australia.
Rumble is being crazy, or... Okay, yeah. we're going to have to end. I've got like 2 live streams going from Rumble. It's mental. Okay, I have to delete these.
Mirror D80 says cool, it's def warming up here in Australia. Internet tough guy says Johnny Gate, the internet is denying him right to service JKJK.
What's going on? Okay.
Shannon Spear says 41C tomorrow.
Make my shit the Chronic.
Mirror D80 says damn. Internet tough guy says must be nice Mirror. A foot of snow here in Canada.
Alright, you lot ready to rumble? So by the way, like sometimes you get annoying trolls on this shit. If you see anyone who's like, obviously if someone's just being a wanker, just ban them, right? But there's like a few people who try to be smart with it, and they come in and they try to get your trust and say, oh, what's up? And then they'll slowly start saying more and more ridiculous shit. The only aim is to try to derail the stream. With text to speech, it's super annoying. That I need to work it out on my end to only allow certain people to do text to speech anyways that I verify. But until then, if you see someone like saying stupid stuff, just be vigilant and just insta ban, please. I appreciate that. And it could be on the Johnny Massacre channel or the Massacre the Game channel.
I try to be smart with it all the time.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. So I'm going to duck out. Thanks for a wicked stream. Thanks for the donations. And I'll be seeing you in 3 minutes. Cheers, everyone. Keep on winning, yeah? Keep on winning. Yes.